is cold, we stand surrounded. We are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. And Lord, ignite. The world is cold. We stand surrounded. We are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. Oh, 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 we are not alone. Oh, oh, we are not alone.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday night.
Hello, everybody.
So tonight we have Mr. Brandon, and he runs a team, and it's called Proof After Paranormal. Before we get into that, though, Dustin, try talking, and let's see how your mic's doing here.
I still hear it,
I still hear it too.
and I don't got nothing else opened up. So I don't know if it's StreamYard's in tonight or what. Well, now I don't hear it.
I don't know.
Now I hear it.
Hold on. Let me make sure.
And hello, Brandon. Nice to meet you.
All right,
Nice to meet
Brandon,
you.
Justin, Brandon. All their
Yeah,
contributors.
baby.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, honey.
You know I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
No, I love you too. Brandon, this is your baby, which is Tanya.
Hey,
And
Brandon.
And I just muted myself, and I still heard it when you were talking. So
Try muting it. Try muting it again, Dustin. We'll all take turns talking. Okay. Everybody talk.
Hello.
I'm hearing.
yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Let me mute myself.
All right. I don't hear it now. Oh.
Yeah, I do.
I heard it.
I think it's you.
No, I already muted myself. Okay.
All right, Brandon, try muting your mic.
All right.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, it's Brandon.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's Brandon.
Do you have another window opened up, Brandon?
I do. I have it on my laptop.
Okay, make sure you push pause on it, because sometimes that'll do the feedback.
All right. What about that?
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Oh, you're good. We all do it. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know episode 1 that we ain't went through and had to do this at least sometime during the night, because we bring people on all the time.
Now it's back again.
Yeah, it's still doing it.
It was gone. I think it could be StreamYard.
It could be. Oh, go away. Sorry, I forgot.
Has anybody got YouTube open?
No, but I'm sending. Somebody. Sorry. No, go back. Okay. Sorry.
Hey,
Somebody was asking me for the live.
Hi, Nikki. Nice to see you, love. The
We got-
chairman. Good evening. Hensley Paranormal. So
All right.
glad you're here.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Hensley. Hi, Chairman. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Bud Pie. There's Chanel. I was sending Chanel the link. That's what I was doing a second ago.
Chanel. Yeah. Hey, Chanel.
Yes. All right.
Daniel, I hope you're able to stay with us tonight. We missed you having to go out the other night.
So Daniel's down in Louisiana, and he's been having storms down there. So he's been trying to watch. Bless his heart. His service has been coming and going.
I know it.
So we're up to 9 so far. All right. So let's get started a little bit. Guys, do y'all want to start off asking Brandon questions, or do you want me to start off
Well, I
asking?
just want to say something real quick.
Go ahead, sis.
You look so beautiful.
You cut my hair, and I did flatter on it tonight. I really did.
Oh,
I
you
did.
look so beautiful, which you always do. But I see you all fixed up and dolled up, and
Yeah.
but yeah,
Campus
Brandon, I've been watching some of your videos, and since Sister Vickie told me about the investigation, and I'm so excited to hear everything you've got to say tonight. So I've got open ears, so fill me in.
All right. Brandon, won't you tell us a little bit about your team, how it started, when it got started?
I guess May was 13 years ago. We got started. Started out just me and Jimmy. Just come up with the plan one night to do it, and now we're a team of 6 full-time members. Possibly going to be 8. We've done it all, seen it all, I guess you could say. We have a new member, Mr. Owen Gilstrap. He recently joined us. So.
Hello, Shanghai girl. So did you say 13 years ago?
Tanya, honey, you're echoing bad, baby.
All right, I just turned my headphones on. Let me turn back on.
All right.
Is that better?
Yeah, try talking one more time. Ask him your question again.
Hold on a minute. Okay, I thought they turned. Okay, they should be off now.
Yeah, it's sounding good. Yeah, it's sounding good, sis.
Okay. No, did you say, I might have missed that part, but did you say 13 years or 3 years ago?
13. We started 13
okay.
years ago.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. That's cool. And so you're a 6-man team?
Right now we're currently 6 full-time. Like I said, we possibly here soon may have 8.
Well, I subbed to your channel the other night, that way I could kind of keep up with you and everything, since Sister Vickie up there she was all into it. She was, oh my goodness.
I was sharing on the YouTube channel and everything, so everybody could
check.
Really Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I subbed to his YouTube and his Facebook.
Did I send y'all the TikTok?
Or maybe it was TikTok. Whatever it was, it was something off of you that I went to his and I followed or subbed or whatever. But yeah.
Nikki, here you go. So you got a question. She wants to know, is your channel the same as your team name?
If what now?
Is your YouTube channel the same as your team name? How does she look up your YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be Proof After Paranormal. Our YouTube, we just recently started it. I kind of, over the years, stayed away from social media, and YouTube was a big one that I didn't want to mess with.
Sorry, I was just say, if you want, you can tell everyone that your YouTube link is the very first thing that they'll see in the description down below.
I don't think he knew that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I've got it added right in there for you. So all they have to do, if they scroll a little bit, bam, right there's your link.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Slim. All right. So, with that being said, why don't we get into what is your most favorite place to go and hunt at?
Currently, I would have to say Octagon Hall. That's my home away from home.
Woohoo!
So why is it your favorite, though?
Uh, I would say the history in itself is amazing. Uh, Paranormal World also is amazing, but Bear and Isaac are two of the greatest people I've ever met. So that really makes it. They've always made it feel like home. We just randomly met them one day, and you know, they don't meet strangers. They're welcoming and very kind people, and I think that's the main reason why we always go to the hall.
Well, that's a big plus, and you're right about
Yeah,
that.
I agree. I agree 100%. I love Bear like a big old teddy bear of a dad, and Beth, like Mama Beth. I love that place.
Yeah, they're great people. Mama Bear, Beth, they're all pretty good people.
Hmm.
Yeah. I've took Dustin up there. I've took Yo Baby up there. Although, what's funny is when me and Dustin met, he already knew Melvin.
Oh, Melvin's awesome.
Yeah, I know Melvin through another mutual friend.
Melvin is a hoot for sure.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, our witchy queen's in the house. Hi, PW. Hi, honey.
BW, hello.
And Slim's in the house.
And here's
Michael's
Zeke.
in the house.
Is that Zeke? Zeke is up.
Oh, is it? All right, hold on.
Zeke is up.
I'm getting
Brother
brother.
Zeke.
Yeah, I think I got you. All right, there's Steve. Hi, Ryan. Welcome. Brandon, Zeke, Brandon. Zeke is Ezekiel Kincaid. That's his horror author name, and he's our paranormal pastor. So he's just a jack of all trades too.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
good to meet you, buddy. So, hope I didn't interrupt anything. Please continue.
No.
I was just brushing my hair.
About like Dustin brushes his, huh?
Yeah, right.
He done.
That old spit sign.
All
So
right. Who all we got in chat here? I'm gonna go through and say hey to everybody.
we've got
To Nikki, PW, Daniel.
not everybody.
Yeah, Daniel's back tonight. Hopefully we'll have
Yay.
Right. We're still Justin, honey.
Hmm.
You need to Daniel asked you a question.
I
You need
already
to go.
answered him.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That was about that Octagon star thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
About
we
the
got it.
13.
Yeah.
Yep, that was good.
Yeah, that was good. All right.
So here's a question for Brandon then.
All right.
What is the very first experience that really got you intrigued into the paranormal? Like whether it was at a young age or an older age, what's really captivated you to want to get that undeniable proof for other people that it is real?
Let's see. I can't really remember what age I was. I was probably a teenager maybe, and my granddaddy died when I was about 8 months old, and I think I was maybe 16. I had a dream about him, and I had no clue what he looked like. Didn't see his face in my dream or nothing, and he kind of spoke to me through my dream, and it kind of hit me. So a lot of years went by, and I randomly every now and then I thought about it, like. But back then, of course, I'm as old as dirt. So back then, uh, paranormal and stuff wasn't, it wasn't all over the TV and stuff like that. You just barely heard about it on movies and stuff. So it wasn't until I was, 13 years ago, I was laying on the couch and I just kept thinking about it. And I said, you know what, I want to do this, but I want to be different. I don't want to be the group that just because the building's old says, hey, that's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we set out to do from the beginning. We set out to find proof of the afterlife. You know, have we found it? I would say yeah, but at the same time, I would say no. It's just things, you know. No matter what equipment you have, science only goes so far. Then comes God, so He's only gonna let you find the things He wants you to find. You know, that's what I believe.
I
That's
agree.
cool.
I agree. Sorry to
Yeah.
hear about your grandfather though.
Yeah, that's not the cool part. But the cool part is wanting to
Yeah,
help
like I said,
share to other people.
I was 8
Mm.
months old. You know, I never had a chance to know Him, but that's I'd say that's what got me started in it. You know, just that little dream that I had, and it kind of just went on throughout the years and led up to what I'm doing now. So
Well, I think the dream is pretty cool. I really do. I like the dream, and I think it's pretty cool that because of the dream, it actually took you in a different route that you normally wouldn't have went to. I think that's pretty cool. We
Yeah.
have
yeah,
some more questions.
Yeah, I do
We'll
too.
get to the good stuff here in a little bit.
Very, very cool, Brandon. I had a very similar experience. So when you were mentioning that, it made me think of an experience that I had back in 2013. I know a lot of people watching know my story, know that I used to be a pastor and had a lot of bad church experiences. So the last church that I was at that royally hosed me over, we ended up having to move back to Louisiana. And the only place at such short notice was my grandparents' house. And they had both just recently passed away. And I moved into the house, and the second night there, I had a dream. And in the dream, my grandmother had one of those old blue retro phones, and it was still in the house. And so in the dream, the phone is ringing, and I go and I answer it, and I say hello, and it's my grandmother on the other end. And she's talking to me, and she's saying, I saw that you've moved into my house. And she said, I'm really sorry for everything that has happened, but I'm glad that my house can be there for y'all to use as you're going through this hard time. I love you, Jared. And then that was the end of the dream. So
Oh, that's so sweet.
yeah, it was a very, very similar
Heartfelt.
experience. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and I haven't thought about that in years, Brandon, until you brought that up. That memory just came flooding back. So,
Well, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, if you think about it, the bond and the connection that y'all had with those particular grandparents, and then they came back and visit you in the dream,
mhm.
you know, that to me, they're visiting you in their spirit form. It's not just a dream, it's a visitation. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
yeah, that is
So
pretty
Nikki
cool.
has a question. Brandon, did you
All right.
ever experience any I'm just going to say Native American because we all know my country slang don't always work. So, did you ever experience any Native American while
Indigenous.
thank you, while at Octagon Hall?
I don't believe we've ever captured anything that would lead me to believe that we spoke with any indigenous or anything like that. Not that I know of. I mean, I could ask the rest of the team, but nobody's ever. We have. No, I don't think so.
Well, you've got the other Brandon is in chat. He's under Michael. I seen his comment a minute ago. So
Well,
the
hi,
other
Michael.
Brandon,
And I want to say hi to Cece as well because she said hi to all of us.
And Miss
Hey,
Brandy
Cece.
and Lucy.
hi Cece, honey,
Hello, my
and
Cece daughter.
PW. Thank you for the compliment, baby. Love you.
Miss Brandy. Hello, beautiful.
So, Michael, the other Brandon, if you remember any Native American experiences while at Octagon, please feel free to put it in the chat line. and I'll read those comments.
If he wants, because we're always so organized when we have, it don't matter how many we have up here, it's still organized. Whoever has his contact, you can send him a link if he wants to come up and join his buddy.
Yeah,
don't
that'd
know.
be great.
I don't have his contact information, Brandon. You would have to share through Messenger what I sent to you in order to send it to him.
You're more than welcome to do that. He's more than welcome up here with you.
All right, I'll see if I can get Jennifer to shoot it up to me.
All right.
Shoot that link to Brandon. She's going to send it over
You're
to him.
more than welcome to come up too.
She said she's a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if he's part of your team, and this is about your team.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just how we roll here.
Let me know if I'm not saying anything. So let me know if Jimmy Young pops up on here.
Okay. Now I have got to say, go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to tell you, he's the co-founder. He's the guy that I started all this with 13 years ago.
Oh, that's
good.
awesome. We'll look for him. Miss Brandy OG's in the house. Paradox is in the house. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome, welcome. Listen, Brandon, if you want to send that link to your buddy that helped that y'all started this together, you're welcome to do that. Maybe he might jump on that way.
I sent it earlier. We have a big group chat for the whole team, and I sent it to that. So.
Oh, okay. All right, great. I do have a question.
Go ahead.
All right. Go.
And I'm basically going to ask you the question that Vickie asked all of us every time that someone different goes for the first time to Octagon Hall, or even after.
This is a good question. I like it.
But all of us has answered this question, but I would like to know your answer to this. At Octagon Hall, which place or room draws you the most?
The library in the basement.
The library. In the basement.
Okay.
All right. Would everybody else like to share their room? Well, first, before that, tell me why. We have to have a why.
Well, let's start with Dustin. Dustin? What?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Tony?
I was just saying, before we go to everybody else, it's a two-part question. Which is the most that draws you, and then why?
Yeah, I heard you, but I heard you correct it towards Brandon.
Yeah,
I was to Brandon.
Well, she came out with the second part just after I said something to you. But Brandon, go ahead and answer her second part. Why is the library the place that draws you?
What is it about it?
For respectful reasons, I'll say there's just a lot of activity there. There's just something that draws me to that area, and I think every one of y'all, and including Bear, would probably know what I would mean by that. But in order not to put lines for Bear, I'll just say that there's something there that draws me to that location.
The spirits in there draw you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
now let's see. We'll do a quick run through real quick because the other Brandon answered that. He said he's never heard or had of any, but I hadn't been there as much as the other Brandon has.
Oh, okay.
So I've had experience, but my experience with the Native Americans has been out in the
barn.
The barn. There is a barn in the back field before they did the sheep around the outside. So back in there in the woods, that's where I was able to speak and conversate with the Native Americans.
Right.
So, Justin, where's your favorite place? Tell Brandon your favorite place.
Oh, that's super easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna right there. There she is.
That's her.
There's my spiritual girlfriend right there.
Do you know
His-
what's so funny is,
his-
no, wait a minute.
sorry.
What's so funny is, yeah, we got a different name than Brandon and them. Brandon and them got a different name from her. Brandon, why don't you tell everybody the name that you get when you talk to her?
The mannequin in the winter kitchen.
Yep.
I believe that we lined up Sarah, I think it was.
Sarah.
What was it?
I think
Can you turn
it
your
was.
volume up a little bit, Brandon?
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
just say.
He said Sarah, but now Vickie didn't
I was,
when we were at the table with Bear and he was
Mhm.
talking about David, didn't he say that his wife's name was Sarah?
um,
Is that right? Am I
I
remembering that
don't
correctly?
know if David's wife's name was Sarah or if that was,
Because David's the one that's got the ring up there, and he
yeah.
asked if it was okay to talk
Yeah.
about his
Yeah, but
wife.
I'm not sure his wife's name was Sarah. There is a Sarah there because she follows me around. I get her a lot, but I don't think that's David's wife. We'll re-ask Bear because he's
Yeah.
coming up next Monday.
Yeah,
Which
because we
I
got
can look on
Yvonne.
my video too, because it says it. I just
Yeah,
can't remember. But
yeah.
yeah, but
I'll
that's
have to
great.
double
I
check.
can't wait for Bear to come up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
him and Bear. All right, so Dustin, tell Brandon the name you got from your little mannequin lady.
Yvonne.
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne or Yvonne or Yvonne, however you
It's
say it.
Yvonne, because she corrected me because I was calling her Yvonne, and when I called her Yvonne, she wouldn't answer, and then it was like no.
And
But
it
then,
was full on communication
yeah,
with us and to me, like kiss me, hold my hand, and
Right.
I mean, it was just epic. I mean, first
I'm
time ever.
look,
me and
I'm
Zeke was dying.
well. Look, I'm just gonna say that Dustin's soulmate is locked in a mannequin.
They're gonna start a paranormal dating service.
Yeah.
Well, the
So
thing is,
your twin
Well,
flame is locked in Yvonne,
well,
Dustin.
let's let's hope that next time we go there in August, that when we're down there, she doesn't do the Casper and go, "Can I keep you?"
Yeah, right.
I'm
Right.
gonna say sure. Go ahead.
Look,
She definitely gonna be
wait a
trying to
minute.
attach to Dustin.
Look, Mama Vickie might say sure, but sister over here is gonna say, no, not no, but
No,
no.
I'm gonna tell her, go ahead, but you need to find some of that hidden treasure. I know there's got to be some hidden treasure. Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, Dustin,
Keep
I'm
your,
gonna keep
keep
you
your
out, brother.
protection on.
It's okay.
Keep your protection on. I'm bringing my crucifix.
All right, Tanya, what's your favorite location, honey?
Mine is the parlor where the piano room is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, the whole place is active, and like I've explained to everybody else, it's comfortable going in through any of it. None of it makes me fearful or nothing like that. But the parlor is kind of like it's inviting, and we just kind of this is how I felt. We sat down, and Vickie started singing a song, and the song that she sang was actually a gospel song, and it's one of my mama's favorites. So I just chimed in with her, and then after that, we it was like we had children that was started at the end, started singing the song with us. So then we started singing "Jesus Loves Me," and they chimed in with that, and so it was all just real inviting, and I mean it's just and so, but I was pulled there too. But afterwards, what's so strange about it, and I'm sure Vickie's probably sent you these pictures, Brandon. But it was my first time there, and we had locked up the place and went outside, and nobody was inside because we didn't lock the doors and left the keys on the inside. And so we started taking pictures of the outside, and I ended up getting a picture of David, which is the large shadow man. He's the caretaker of the place, and the protector is what Bear said. And but I didn't realize that I had gotten such a good picture. I didn't think I got anything, but it happened to be right there in the parlor room, you know. But if you remember, Vickie, when I was sitting there, remember when I told you that I saw a light go behind me?
I do.
And I was like, Vickie, did you not see that? And I was like, there's a flash. And she said, where? And I was like, right there. And it was right there at that window, you know. It was like a movement or something, you know. And but that happened while I was in the parlor room as well, you know. But that's
Buddy
all
Dog
that
had to come and say hi to you, Tanya.
do what now?
Buddy had to come say hi to you. He was over whining because he was
Oh,
seeing.
yes, that's my baby right there. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to bring him to the house without y'all missing him.
Yeah, you gonna go on vacation? I'm gonna pack you some clothes up and a bone and a knapsack, and you gonna go see Aunt Tanya for a week.
Well, what's gonna happen is when I come, I'm gonna bring this big old stuffed animal, and you ain't gonna see it. I'm gonna leave it out in the car, and he's gonna look just like him. And I'm gonna lay him in the chair, his chair,
Get down.
and then we're gonna sneak him in the car. You won't even know it, and then when we leave, you'll find out you've still got Buddy. He's just a little stuff, you know.
I gave you a hug. Get down. Get down. Get down.
We need
Down.
to bring Buddy with us and teach him how to sniff out ghosts.
Yeah.
We need to turn him into a ghost detecting dog. We did.
Yes, we do.
He doesn't bark though, so we're gonna have to teach him. Oh yeah, there's Buddy and Tanya.
Wait.
There's my dog and Tanya. That's in Buddy's chair. That chair is an
Look.
oversized chair, by the way.
Yep, that's my baby right there. I love my Buddy. All right,
Yeah,
let me go back. Okay.
Yeah, that's how big Buddy Dog is. He's a moose, and he's only a year to a year and a half.
Well,
But
if you want size comparison, that's a better picture right there.
All right. Hold on, let me pull it up.
She makes Tanya look like a Oompa Loompa.
Right. I'm under there somewhere. Okay. Now, Zeke, your favorite? Your turn?
Yeah, mine was the children's room and the nursery.
Uh-huh.
That was what I felt drawn to. And not surprising, you know, I was a children's pastor for a while and seemed to attract a lot of children's spirit. And a lot of y'all know my story with Theodosia, the ghost of that little girl. So it's didn't surprise me that I was pulled towards that area one bit.
No, of course not, because that room has the whole exorcist feel. And I keep waiting for that mannequin just to sit up in that. I'm telling you, I told you that. Brandon, wasn't y'all the one telling me that somebody got pictures of her actually sit up in that bed? Was it y'all?
No, we got a video of her eyes following us across the room, though.
See, I'm telling you, I do not like that mannequin. I don't like the nursery room.
I'm going to spend some more time with her this trip.
Yeah, you run that.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite place is the barn.
The barn.
Outside in the barn. Why? Because I have great communication with the spirits, the creatures, whatever's out there. It doesn't matter. Every time I go out there, I get great evidence. And it's almost like I can feel them and they can feel me. So I'm always drawn out there. I always go out there. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing tonight? You know, even on the porch. The porch is my second place. And I'll tell them, okay, come on, let's sit down, pop a spot, have a conversation.
Yep, and it's in that barn when we were there that we got the great EVPs.
We
And
did.
it's on the porch where we had the poltergeist activity where Dustin's light went flying off that chair.
Yes, it did. I went over and I picked up the other light and I walked over, and as soon as I hit the landing by the stairs, Dustin's other camera went flying.
Wow.
And we were on live.
Yeah.
So, speaking of rooms, though, Brandon and his team caught a daggone good picture, and it was out of Mary Elizabeth's room. Isn't that right, Brandon?
Yeah, it was. We didn't know we captured it until a couple days later. I think it was our very first time ever going to the hall to investigate it. But we were outside in broad daylight just taking pictures of the hall. And a few days later, we were going through them and looking. And it was, I don't know. I've used to be somewhat of a skeptic doing this, but that picture there, it's Mary Elizabeth staring out of the window. And like, we took a copy and hung it in her room. It's on the wall there. But
Yep.
if you take that picture down and compare it to the one above her bed, there's no doubt that's her. Like it blew my
Wow.
mind.
That's cool.
I've seen it when not this past weekend, but the weekend before when we were there doing the collab. Brandon, he picked it up off the wall and showed it to me, and I was like, "Holy cow!" Like you can really tell, you can really see it, you can really tell. It was an amazing photo capture. I was blown away with it. So when we go back in August, guys, I'll show y'all. I'll specifically show y'all.
Yeah, that's probably our best photographic evidence to date. That picture.
I can't wait to see that, Brandon.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. That's awesome.
You might have to take it and tilt it a little bit, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can see her hair, her face,
That's cool.
facial features, her white dress, and all. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Now, Chanel from Elite Vixen, she's on here. And she told you, Brandon, same library room. That's her favorite room.
Yeah.
Now, Nikki says the saddle room with Mr. Ben and the field past the cemeteries are her favorite. Nikki, you can keep that saddle room. The tack room is all yours. That man locked me in there. All you.
Ain't nothing wrong with Benjamin.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll go in there. We hadn't investigated in there. We'll go in there and you can see.
I do have a story about that room though.
Oh, tell us. Tell us.
It was three. It was me, Jimmy, and Jennifer. I think it was the same time we caught that picture of Mary Elizabeth. Jimmy was in Benjamin's room, and I was actually in the winter kitchen doing a live. I had some REM pod action and stuff like that, and Jennifer was up in the monitor room. And Jimmy comes running down the hall there, and he's like, "Hey, you need to come in here." And I'm like, "Hold on a minute." He's like, "No, you come here now." And I can hear the fear in his voice, you know. But so I immediately get up, we go in there, and I grab a camera, and there's the sound of like old cowboy boots walking above us there in the gift shop.
Uh-huh.
So we hollered on the radio to Jennifer. Was like, "Hey," I knew she had shoes on, so I knew it wasn't her. And she was like, "No, I hear it, but I'm sitting still." And the craziest part about it was, is while we were hearing it, there was dust particles falling off the ceiling above us there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had that on camera. That was pretty cool too to experience that.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. Let me see if we've got any more so we can stay in with chat too. Let's see. Oh yeah. Daniel, we definitely have. So I'm going to let you answer that one first. Have you paid closer attention to the Masonic, the uniform yet? The one that's up there in the doctor room, the room where the sick room. Have you paid attention to the uniform, the Masonic uniform that's in the case? Do you remember what level he was of a Mason? That's what Daniel's wanting to know.
I don't remember the level, but I do know that Andrew Caldwell was pretty high up. He sat in a very high chair in the Masonic.
Yeah, I remember he was high up, but I couldn't remember. I can't remember what level. Sorry, I'm letting my dog out.
I think he was 33rd.
32 or 37?
33rd.
33rd?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I know I know he was high up. Sorry, guys, I can't watch my dog with my eyes on, so I have to take it off. I knew he was around the 30s, but I couldn't remember when. Hold on. And Daniel was asking me about it last time, but I couldn't answer him because I didn't remember exactly. So let's see. Hold on. Got my glasses on here. What? Let's see. The doll like people to say her name correctly. Yeah, but now she's been called several different things. Yeah, I've got to give my dog a treat. Hold on. He's being needy. Let's see. I don't know what she sees. She's like snowflakes. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. All right.
I have another question if you don't find one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
How many times do you think that you've been at the Octagon? Yes.
Uh,
I know often, I know you're there a lot, but
I would say somewhere around 50.
okay. So, which would you say would be your the time that you had maybe the most activity or the strangest
The,
activity or the scaredest activity or something like that?
the most activity that we've ever had there
Hmm.
was 2 weekends ago with Miss Vickie. That was a
Okay.
wild night.
Yeah. And we're going to get into more of that here in a second. We are just getting this whole thing started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because, like, there's a whole role play action that happened before I ever even showed up that we got to get to. But we can't get to it yet because we'll make sure we got everybody in chat. Then we're fixing to get into that. So it takes us a few minutes to warm up. Let's see.
Right.
Yeah, PW. There's actually a couple of portals out there, but we won't be telling where they are. Let's see. I was the one who told Dustin where one of the portals is at. He was testing me to guess, and I got right. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, we do. Thank you, Dustin, for telling that. We do have some footage that we are going to share. Oh, it's all good, Daniel. Let's see. Make sure. Woohoo. See, well, Jen's right there with me. But, so when I showed up there that night, Jen kidnapped me and we went to the barn. So, when we go through this, a lot of these experience is going to be with Jen, which is Brandon's wife, and she's on the team as well with Brandon. Let's see.
This Brandon?
Yeah, that Brandon.
Okay.
PW. I don't claim anything. I'm only sensitive. Let's see.
And whenever you are ready for those 2 videos, you can queue them up yourself if you want, because I got them labeled for you.
I got you, brother. All right, so I've finished scrolling through. Guys, if y'all have any questions for Brandon, please post them in the chat. I will highlight them. Brandon will get to answer. And then, of course, if you have any questions for anybody on the panel, go ahead and post it. We will highlight it, and we will get to you.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
am I asking too many questions? But
No. This is how we roll. You know that.
You know me. Y'all done got me hook, line, and sinker. Okay.
Hey, party music DJ.
I don't know what y'all gonna do with me, but anyway.
We're gonna love you forever.
And I know that we're talking about Octagon Hall, so I don't want to get off of that.
Right.
But I do want to ask, like, some of the other places. I mean, like, where would be like some of the? I mean, like, how far? What's the farthest place you've been? As far as where you live.
First, before you ask that, not telling what town you live in, but where do you live? And then answer Tanya's question.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Like, what
furthest
state are
from
you in?
furthest from where you are. What was the place you went to?
Let's see.
Party music. Hello, hello.
Let me-
Probably from right here where I live now in Kentucky. Uh, Probably a little house in the middle of the woods in Obion County, Tennessee. We labeled it the Mike Ward House, but that's
So
farthest from right here. But I've only lived right here for 2 years.
so with y'all being a 6-man team and expanding, are y'all thinking about going further out to different places? Different, further locations.
Yeah, our ultimate goal is to get rich and do this for a living, but see what happens. Uh, hopefully one day we'll get to make it over to Pavilion Island and places like that. But yeah, we plan on going, West Virginia, New York. We got a lot of places, in mind. It just,
Yeah.
full-time jobs and kids and
Oh
life.
yeah. Right.
Kind of
Yeah.
hard.
Right. Hi, Heaven Party. Good to see you here.
So, guess what I just seen online the other day? I seen online where, now I don't know if this is true, but someone, because you know how we do, we bounce through so many people's pages and stuff. But supposedly, Alcatraz is now doing tours.
Ooh.
Wow.
And somebody said that they went there and done it through the night. And I'm over here like, look, I've been in San Francisco when I drove a truck, and I delivered underneath the bridge, and like I was standing on the edge, and I was looking at Alcatraz through the water, and you could see it. Of course, it's a good distance out there, but I was sitting here thinking that would be a place I would love to go.
I'm
Love.
in.
Yep. Count me in.
Count me in.
What about you, Brandon?
Oh yeah, I'd love to go there. There's a lot of places. Brushy
What is
Mountain.
Have you been to Brushy?
No, I won't go though.
Oh, I loved Brushy. Although I will say, I went to Brushy, and there it picks and chooses. Like there's times where you'll have some activity, and there's certain areas you won't. But we'll talk more on that another time. I'll let you know. Where is the one place that you want to go above all that's on your bucket list?
Oh, that's a big list. It'd be hard to pick one. I know this year we plan on trying to go to Bobby Mackey's. I've always wanted to go there. I don't know if I could I don't know. There's so many that I want to go see. I don't think I could pick one. I used to really want to go to Waverly Hills, but after some things that I've heard and stuff like that, I mean, we still want to go, but it's not on the top of the list anymore. So.
Right. I completely agree.
Bobby Mackey's is on my bucket list too. I'm only an hour and a half from them, so.
Yeah. The only thing is, I want to go to Bob Mackey's. Now that place is on my bucket list. It's been on my bucket list. I haven't got out there. I haven't found a group of people to go with because they shortened their hours down a few years back to where it's, I can't remember if it's only 4 hours or 6 hours, but they shortened it down, and with the price, and then people got to whining about how much it costs for so many little hours, and the fact that they don't get it overnight, and then of course they don't do Friday and Saturday; it's Sunday through Thursday because they have the bar, and and people go dancing on Friday and Saturdays. But look, I'm game. We can all throw in and just go on. I'm game.
Yep.
I'm ready. Look,
Thank
what
you.
about I see a lot of people online go to the Salem house. Have you ever, is that anything on your bucket list or interest?
I think we would go to it if given the opportunity or something, but I don't guess it's one of those, hey, I really want to go there places. Uh,
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if y'all watched our videos and stuff from last month. We went to the Caldwell House in Russellville, and I want to go back there so bad.
Oh,
When y'all go back, I want to go back. I want to go, not go back, but I want to go.
Yeah.
So if y'all go
Well-
back, I'm piggybacking. I'm going. Y'all just
Hey,
don't know.
let me know, and I'll
Vickie,
try to get away.
look, Vickie,
Yeah, I wanna go there.
I'm just a plane away, and my tickets are cheap. Yeah, just remember that.
I know, and I've got a bed for you, sister.
See,
What?
you know,
I'm just saying.
whenever you get ready to go somewhere, you want somebody to go with you. All you gotta do is say so. All it is
Well,
is a
you
push
know
of
I'm
a button.
always foggy.
Don't,
I'm
don't,
always foggy.
don't leave Big Brother out.
No, we ain't leaving Big Brother out
Yeah.
now. We got 2 big brothers. We ain't leaving out.
Brandy, have you talked to everybody about maybe going to Whispers Estate yet?
Oh,
I know
yeah,
I
I
said
did.
something to you too.
Yeah, I mentioned it to the team, and everybody's okay with it and stuff. I think everybody will be able to make that. So
Okay. Well, we'll
we'll
talk
play.
more about it later then.
Yeah.
This is one that I've been wanting to go to. It's on my bucket list. It's Whispers Estate, and it's up in Indiana. And it's so funny is because I used to watch it on one of my haunted like DVDs that I had back. God, I don't know, like 15 plus maybe years ago. So it's been on my bucket list for quite a while, and it's not expensive. But it just seems to never have played out. So that, excuse me, that is one that we are all in discussions over going. Um, thank you, PW. See, PW said that Bob Mackey's is 4 hours. It's a 4 hour tour.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's okay because here's the thing. Brandon, what do you think about this? Do you believe that you can go into a place and get just as much evidence in 4 hours as you can in 10 hours? What is your thought?
I guess depending on the location, we've, like you said a while ago, some locations are hit and miss. You can go in there, you can capture evidence out the wazoo, and then you go back the next weekend, you didn't get nothing, But places like Octagon Hall and the old Stone Jail there in Franklin, you
Yep.
can be there for 5 minutes and you've already got something.
It all depends on the spirits. That's my opinion, though, on whether or not they want to communicate, interact, and whether they think you have good intentions. Because if the spiritual world likes you, you can get just as much activity within 4 hours that you can in 10. But if they don't, well, then you could go 10 hours or 4 hours and not get nothing. Period. That's just my opinion, though.
And I believe that you could also, like, you could go to a place one weekend, not get anything, but then you can go back the next weekend and you could get a crap load of stuff.
Well,
Because it depends on the spirits that's coming and going.
and not
it
only
depends on who
that, but
wants to
also
talk to
the
you.
weather. Well, is it bad weather that's fueling the energy? You get a lot of lightning that's putting all that positive and negative energy together. Just really,
Thank you, babe.
it's like hooking up a battery booster to a vehicle, that just fires it up.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Did you see Daniel's comment? He says, I know how to get in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Hell
Ooh,
yeah, I'm game for that.
let's
Look,
do
we
it.
already planning a road trip down Louisiana. So,
Yeah.
Brandon, Dustin, and me and you all live in Kentucky. Tanya, Yo Baby, she lives down in Mississippi. And Zeke lives down Louisiana. Well, Daniel lives down Louisiana too. So we talking about going to Louisiana and doing some Cajun style going on. We're gonna go do some Cajun style.
We're gonna bring y'all out in the swamps.
Hey, I don't mind going as long as there's some boot
Wear your wading gear.
Do what,
I've
Brandon?
already been down in Louisiana. I can hang.
Yeah, the Mississippi girl can hang.
Just
Hey,
don't
I
smile.
lived there for a month. It's hot and Maggie. And
Boy, you sure do got a party mouth, so make sure you
Yeah.
don't smile.
The only
Yeah,
thing
now-
about Louisiana is if you're not familiar with their signs, do not try to read them because you will get them wrong every time.
well, that's like going to California. Like when I started driving a truck, you got a truck driver map, right? You didn't have GPS when I started driving a truck. You had to sit down, go through the map, plan it out. Well, when you hit California, you might as well throw that map in the bag because you had to stop and get a California map because their maps and your map did not match.
Yeah,
Did not match.
yeah.
So
Like in New Orleans, they've got some of the same signs. I mean, you can't hardly pronounce the signs, and people will say it says this, and it's like that doesn't look like anything that I learned grammar. You know,
Yep, a lot of Creole.
right.
And the other thing too is, just remember the mosquitoes down here are like the size of birds. They will carry you off to their nest and eat you alive.
Here's a good
Yep.
question for Brandon too that no one's asked yet. I'm actually shocked, so I'll go ahead and ask it.
go ahead.
Because there's tons and tons of different equipment that you can use for the paranormal, and everyone always has their number one favorite that if you can only have one item besides your phone for recording or whatever, but one other item to go with that, what would be your only go-to choice if you can only choose one?
One piece.
I would say the piece I would choose because there's no software in it to update. There's nothing like that. It's hard to argue with it, but the SLS can.
That's cool.
Well, speaking of SLS, let's go ahead and play
The
their SLS video. So, guys, let me tell y'all, before we put this up and play it, this has got to be the most funniest SLS video I have ever seen that was made. And we'll ask Brandon about where it was at and what was going on during the time. But I'm telling y'all, when I seen this video, I spit out my Dr. Pepper. I was actually drinking Dr. Pepper, imagine that. And spit it out. I K-road, thought it was hilarious, loved it, and I bet I watched it 5 times, and then I shared it, and then of course I shared it to everybody.
Just
Okay,
keep in mind though, I had to mute the music so we wouldn't get a copy strike.
Oh, dang.
Yes, I had to, but it's still funny because you can still tell the way it was all going.
Okay, I got one question before you play. The SLS, was that done with your phone or with your camera?
No, it was a legit SLS setup that I ordered through Horn Paranormal.
Okay, good. That makes it even better.
phone.
Okay,
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the phone app.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so are you doing it, Dustin, or you want
Oh
me to?
yeah, oh I can. Out here.
It don't matter.
Because I know where I'm already right there. So
No.
Loving your hair, Zeke. Once
here
again.
we go.
Got the red tips.
All right, so here it is.
Wait, let's put it full screen. I'll do it.
You can't.
Oh, sorry. Let me get out of it.
Yeah, because it's up. That's why I always tell people, if you're going to do this mode, at least do like 2 or 3 minutes of landscape mode. So when you're doing presentations like this, it's so much easier and better for the layout. And then go and do your portrait. It's always good, even if you don't do YouTube or a YouTube type of platform. because even when you want to get pictures from it or when you're analyzing it, it's so much easier when it is landscape because you're getting a full view of everything, not just all the way up to the ceiling when, it's just,
Yeah.
that's just
Okay.
my
Can we
opinion.
watch that? Can we watch that again?
Watch it again. Play it again.
Oh,
And
bravo.
Brandon, while it's playing, why don't you tell us about it? What music was playing, though? Tell them.
What's that song on the two-step? Something like that.
Yeah.
Slide on over to TikTok, watch it. It's pretty funny. But
Yeah,
we
so
just had
Brennan.
action going on there in the winter kitchen, and as you can see, there's
Oh.
nobody standing in front of the fireplace there, but the SLS
Right.
was picking it up, and it was actually communicating with us with hand gestures and stuff. So
Oh wow.
And your TikTok is also Proof After Paranormal, right?
yes, ma'am.
So that's
Yeah.
on his TikTok. Okay, cool.
That's on the TikTok. Y'all have got to see it with music. It is the most hilarious SLS video I've ever watched. I love it.
I can't wait. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I had to because YouTube put a little strike on it before, so I had to mute it so the
Okay.
strike would go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hate it.
Understandable, brother.
Mm-hmm.
At least we can go there and hear it with the music. But that is cool. I can't wait.
So what you said you were getting interaction. Do you remember what was being said during that time?
Yeah, we had the I think it was the necrophonic. It was either the necrophonic or the SB11 out, and we was getting some communication. And the craziest part about it was is we asked a name, and it said Elizabeth, and we all know that that's where Mary Elizabeth's dress caught fire, and that's how she perished there from that fireplace. So,
Wow.
and then it started, that just popped up. We videoed with the SLS for I know a good 20 minutes, and there was nothing. And then all of a sudden, it just popped up, and I think it was another Brandon down there with me reached out and said, "Will you shake my hand?" And it reached its arm up and everything, did the hand shaking motion and all. It was pretty
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the necrophonics, just because you mentioned it, and the SB11, which one of those is your favorite to use? Do you get the most? I guess maybe.
Well, I mean, I'm real skittish about apps. We tried the necrophonic app because of Bear. He said it's a good one, so we went ahead and went with it. Of course, the necrophonic's gonna constantly talk, and you constantly get come throughs with it. But the SB11 is a little harder to get communication with, so I would say the SB11 would be my choice out of the two.
Yeah.
I like Spirit Talker, and I learned something new about Spirit Talker today. The app.
Did you talk to Spotty Goes?
Yeah. Did you
Okay.
know he
So
got?
Brandon and them uses Spirit Talker too.
Okay.
Go ahead,
well,
Dave.
yeah,
And-
Brandon's going to be intrigued to know this. Then I just
He's-
found it out today about the app. As soon as you turn it on, did you know that it's already locating the astral, your like the Gemini, the Taurus, and all that, the astronomical signs above you to use that energy for wherever you're at to help give it a boost. I did not know that.
What does that have to do with astronomy?
The paranormal, the stars, the way, because of space, the stars, you got the moon, all that it's amazing. I mean, it's, all about the like power and strength.
Yeah, Spotted Ghost is the one who designed that Spirit Talker, and he's our real good friend on here.
He's actually coming out with a Spirit Talker too. He's working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Let me see
I really like the Spirit Talker, which I had an incident the other day that I didn't share with y'all yet. And I did it, and I probably shouldn't have done it. And you told me not to do it, but I did it.
Here it goes. I can tell you exactly what he said now because it'll be like Spirit
Okay.
Talker works out what sign of the zodiac is above you on the celestial sphere when you turn on the app to use it.
Well, that's awesome.
Okay, let me tell you this real quick. Just real quick. I don't know if y'all noticed that my light just went out when I
Yeah.
started talking about what I did that I shouldn't have done. It
Mhm.
just went out.
Mhm.
Well, I was in this room the other night, and of course, all of y'all know that I got really bad sick last week. I mean, like really bad sick. Well, the night before I got sick, I had done the necrophonics and the spirit talker. But when I did the spirit talker, the very first, which I took a snapshot of it, the very first thing it said is, I'm a relative. And then it said,
Were you in your house?
no, I was at work,
Okay.
but I'm up here a lot, right?
I know.
And then it said, and I told you who stayed up here, you know, from my family that I let stay up here. Anyway, then it said, I touched you.
Uh-huh.
And what else did it say? It said, gosh, there was something else that was real relevant. But anyway, then it said, something like, I'm sorry I lied to you, or something like that, you know. Gosh, I'd had to pull it up on my phone, but it was a bunch of stuff. But it was after that, and of course I did it. I was here by myself alone. And you notice when I started talking about it, my light has went out. It just blew out by itself, you know. And of course I've told you the different activity that I get here, because here, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but you know, I'm at my husband's office right now, and he's had it as a dentist office for like 45 years. But before that, another dentist had it for, I don't know, 5-10 years. But before that, it was a hospital, and the part of the hospital was that this building was used for was like maternity, you know, delivery, you know. So there's a lot of movement, a lot of banging, a lot of stuff that falls all the time, you know. And I don't never give it energy. I don't never give it credit, you know, but I'll be all the way up front and I'll hear something fall way back in the back, you know, and hadn't been back there in hours, you know, and go back there and boxes will be fell or just whatever, you know. But yeah, it was just really weird, you know, and what you had always said, don't do it alone, don't do it alone, you know. And not do it in your house. And I don't do it in my house. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna turn this on and see what I got, see what I get, you know, here. But right after that, and it said it touched me. Well, that's next morning I was sick as a dog, you know. So I had to pray that thing away. I always carry a little Bible around with me. I put it into bed, it here laying down with me. Yeah, I mean, you know, everything. But yeah. But my light might come back on. It'll do this, and then all of a sudden it'll pop, you know, just come back on, you know. But and it doesn't do that. It just really started that since the other night.
So
Like I'm hearing some interference.
I am too.
I am too.
I think it's
I'm
my
just
head.
waiting for you to get to Brandon's other part to share for everybody because I really, really think it's cool.
Hey, Dustin, mute your mic for me, honey.
Let me just a second. I'm gonna y'all without headphones.
Yeah, I think it's Brandon's again.
Yeah, because I was muted and stuff.
Yeah, I still heard it with you, honey. I think
As long as he's got the link, if he wants to try and jump out and jump back in again that'll kind of like do a little reset. He can because as long as he still has that link. Unless
I'm not hearing it now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, actually, you're louder now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I can barely
Hi,
hear
Trey.
y'all, but we'll get through it.
I'll say sometimes if you do that, it resets it on his end.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with the beginning of last Saturday night. So everybody shows it up at Octagon take it from the start and run us through until I actually show up. So go ahead and take it, Brandon, and tell us how the whole day and the night went.
I think, honestly, I think the reason we had so much evidence is because of what we done that day. We did a lot of cleaning, organizing, getting rid of a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of stuff I brought home with me. I think Miss Vickie took some things. Like there was a lot going on there, and I think it aggravated the spirits. So I think that's what started all the. It just got crazy when it got dark. The hall just opened. It was wide awake. I mean, we hadn't even gotten our equipment out, and there was crazy stuff happening. There was footsteps. There was voices being heard. There was mimicking of some of the group members. Like there was, it was just chaotic. It was just so much happening at once that it was kind of almost overwhelming. And everybody was like, "What do we do? What do I grab?" You know, blah blah blah. And then I went on my live, and I was, you know, telling everybody like, "Hey, it's already started, and we ain't even got started." So Vickie was watching. She was like, "Dang, I should have stayed." And I was like, "Well, come on back." She was like, "Nah." I was like, "Just come on back." She said, "I'll be there 30 minutes." So it wasn't hard to talk her into it.
No, because his live was totally vamped. Like I even got my earbuds and was listening, and I could hear everything Brandon was talking about. I was hearing it while it was happening.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was just, it was crazy. And then it stayed like that up until we left.
The man saying "shh" behind you, that was wild. I was like, oh heck yeah, heck yeah.
Me and my son went to the basement when we got to the bottom of the steps. We
Mhm.
heard like it was just as clear as a bell. Someone just whispered, whispered, and he froze and he was like, "I don't know if I can do this." So it was. I mean, it sounded like a whisper, but it was loud enough where you could be, you know, you could almost hear what they were saying. But
Right.
that whole place was just active that night. It was crazy.
Tell us a little bit more about that mimicking. Like go into a little bit more detail with that because I like this story.
Um,
Just leave
well,
out the name.
I had both of my sons with us, and my older son, he's been wanting to do it ever since he was little, but I've made him wait until they were of age, you know, 18. So my youngest one was a little skittish. He didn't like, you know, it was his first go at it and stuff. But uh, me and Jennifer were standing there at the sign-in book where all the pictures are on the wall, and clear as day, I heard my youngest son's voice come from the basement and holler my oldest son's name. And my first thought was, I know they didn't leave him in that basement to try to scare him. So I ran in the basement, couldn't find him. Went back out. I went upstairs to the second story, and they were all sitting in a room. And I was like, wait a minute. Because I know for a fact I heard my son's voice call for my other son.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there blew my mind because I'm 110% sure I heard my son's voice come out of there.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm just saying. That is definitely wild.
Yeah.
So I do believe you're right, though. I do think since, we were cleaning and we were moving things around, and the fact that it was doing the spotted storms at night, it was all
Yeah.
electrified. I believe that had a lot to do with it. I really do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It has to be one of the wildest nights I had up there. That's for sure.
There was a lot
Um,
going on.
yeah. But like it's funny as like Brandon said, like I had come home because I didn't go up there to hunt for the night. They went up there to hunt, but I showed up to help clean up. And so after it was done, I was like, I'm gonna go home, see y'all later. I get home, feed the kids, and me and the husband, we're eating and like I I see Brandon go live. So I jump on Brandon's live. I start hearing things, and he's like, man, I'm hearing things. And it's not like every 15 minutes. No, it's like every minute to every minute and a half.
Yeah.
There was something going on. Footsteps, shuffling, voices, a man saying, shh. Like, he had a lot going on to the point that I was getting excited. I jump up, snatch my earbuds, and I'm like, I'm glued into it like it was daggone Hershey Kisses chocolate factory. Like, I'm like all up in it, you know? And so they're like, well, Vic, you should come on back. And I'm like, no, I don't want to impose. And he's like, no, come on back. And I'm like, okay, you twisted my arm. I'll be there in 30. So, let's see. Now we uploaded the SLS. Brandon hadn't been able to go through all his stuff yet, guys. So we did get anything. Hold it. I was seeing that comment. Okay. And that's a possibility, Daniel. It is a possibility. Let's see. We downloaded. So, okay. So when I get there, Brandon and them, y'all are down in the library room at this time, right? When we went out to the barn? Or were you somewhere else and then went to the library room?
I think when y'all went to the barn, I think we were in the winter kitchen and we made our way to the library.
Okay, so with that being said, and there's a reason why I'm saying this. Okay, so is that the same time you was getting the SLS evidence?
No, the SLS evidence was a little while later.
Okay, all right. So, but I do know he was having a lot of interaction in the library room when we came back from the barn. But when I get there, so Jen's coming out down the stairs, and I'm like, hey. She's like, hey. I'm like, what's going on? Where's everybody going? She's like, I'm headed to the barn. I'm like, all right, I'm going with you because we all know that's my favorite place. So we go out to the barn. It was me, it was Jen, and it was Owen and Brianna. Did I say that right? Little Brianna? Okay. And it was Brianna's first time investigating as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we go out there. I keep Brianna by me because, you know, Mama Vic's in the house, got to have the babies close to her. So I keep her into a chair right beside me. We turn on the Necrophonics app. We turn on the K2. The K2 starts instantly hitting. Owen has an SLS camera going. He is getting a man on the table. The SLS is picking up the man on the table. Jen, who's actually a nurse in real life, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Jen starts going over to this man on the table who's supposedly injured, and she's like doctoring his leg up and stuff. And so it's funny is because Owen during this time he had put on this YouTube thing to where it is playing like a Civil War reenactment. I mean, it's like the battlefield noise and stuff like that. And it's funny is because when he cuts that off, we get an EVP that comes through. And Dustin, do you have that video? No.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on.
It's the EVP video. So as Owen cuts off the YouTube and Jen is over there playing Dr. Nurse and fixing up oh boy's leg that's on the table. And you can hear us talking, but we get an EVP, which is really freaking cool.
Hold on.
Okay, so we're trying to find that video.
I got your other barn video, but for some reason, there, it's easy. It's an easy fix. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Dusting your own twice, brother.
Yep. Hold on. You go ahead and keep talking while I do this. So
No, we're actually waiting for the EVP. There's nothing else to say yet.
I'm
All
trying.
right. You're all right, brother. So I don't know. We were getting tickled. Well, I will say this. So not only were we getting that evidence, but so Owen was saying over in the barn there was beams, and it was showing like a secondary beam beside this beam, but it was showing it was cooler. All right, and I thought that was pretty wild. So then Jen actually pulls out y'all's the thermal, and she allows me to use it. So I'm taking thermal, and this is all happening around the same time because it's all flowing. And so I pull out the thermal, and I'm testing to see if there's a difference with the temperatures between the poles. Then I start going around, and the concrete blocks were showing hot, which was weird because they were showing hot on the inside, and it was just weird because the blocks that should have been showing heat should have been on the outside. You know what I'm saying? But not one that was actually inside the barn. Now I thought that was different. So when I thought that was neat, and the fact that that beam that Owen was capturing, it was showing a different degree on the secondary beam that he was picking up on his SLS. So then I thought, I'm like, I'm just going to walk around through here and see if I pick up anything else that's unusual. So I did, and Jennifer comes behind me, and she's either got her camera or she's taking a picture. Did you happen to see that, Brandon? Have y'all went back through and found it yet?
No, I
Like,
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
okay, because I had picked up on Brandon and them's thermal, there was a shadow man that was between the board planks. And I know Jen came behind me, and she was either taking video or taking a picture of it. So that was pretty cool. And we'll get back to that because that will interloop
I,
with the next video.
I
Have
think
you
I got it. I think so. Let's find out.
Okay.
I've been holding a Union soldier's leg. Name Doug. He pushed me back.
Now, what is so funny about this? This was taken while I was live. I was doing live in the barn with proof after, and this was during the live, and I actually took it off the live, but it was captured on my recorder. So the voice you hear is off my recorder. But what's so wild about it is Owen, remember I said that Owen was playing this Civil War battle clip, but when he cut it off, this EVP is actually captured like 2 minutes tops after he cuts that off. And you can clearly hear Jen talking, and then I talk, and we're talking about the soldier's name, and then all of a sudden you hear the EVP, and the spirit says, the battle has ended.
And we'll
Now,
play it again for you too, so they can listen towards the end.
Yeah.
I've been holding a Union soldier's leg. Name Doug. He pushed me back. I've been holding a Union soldier's leg. Name Doug. He pushed me back.
So what did you think about that, Brandon?
That's a pretty clear EVP. I mean,
And you can
I
tell
you could
current
call
voice.
that a
even.
Class A EVP.
I thought it was pretty cool. I will have to say, I really thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yep. Yep. Well, hey, y'all, I got to run for tonight.
Okay. Love you. Do you want to watch the next? We're
It's
fixing
nice
to
to
play the
meet you.
next video.
Love
You want to
you,
watch it?
brother. Have a good night.
Good
You want
night.
to see the next video real quick first?
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, we're fixing to play this. Now, this is a really good one.
Yeah. I'll wait.
So remember the story I said that on the thermal, I seen the man in between the planks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, through the live, we were asked to go out of the barn. So when we started to leave the barn, I went to shut the barn door and I noticed that there was a blue light in there. And so it was like, hey guys, somebody left a piece of equipment. I went to like, oh yeah, that's my REM pod. So I opened the door. I'm still live, thank God. And so Owen goes in there, pick up his REM pod. I'm going in there and I'm, we're just talking. I'm videoing. And this is a clip from the live. And this is actually Owen's clip because Owen was actually able to slow it down even more. So go ahead and play that beautiful bean footage there, Dustin. So there's Owen walking. And you'll look up to the left here in just a second. See it? See him come out of the beans?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
because you can even see that it's behind the beam coming out. So the beam is breaking part of the view.
Yeah. So it's so wild is because that was the exact same spot that where I captured it on thermal. It was the exact same spot. And
Cool.
yeah, so Owen's dad was on my live at the time, and he's like, hey, I'm pretty sure that I seen a shadow when Owen went to grab his equipment. So it's like, okay, I will double check. Look at that. It's just amazing. It's beautiful. So later on that night, I'm looking through it and I'm like, holy shit. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good
What
stuff.
did you think, Brandon?
Do what?
What did you think about it?
I thought it was awesome when you
And-
messaged me and said, "Hey, caught the shadow figure in the barn." People get affected by that shadow figure. People see it with their own eyes, but not very many
Well-
people capture him like that.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are you finished, Brandon, or was you still talking, honey?
Yeah, I was finished.
Oh, I was going to say, to go with what Brandon's saying, what I was thinking of, that made me think of Yo Baby's picture of the shadow. And I was picturing that as it was playing. I was actually looking at her picture that we did. Can I play her video to show people kind of a...
Yeah, absolutely. But now remember, that's two different shadow men.
Yeah, but I mean, that was...
one in the barn and one in the house.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
Well, see, that's what I was asking, because...
Yeah, they're not the same men.
Oh,
Okay.
huh.
But play it because it's the same location. So this is Yo Baby's pictures, and this was her parlor room. This is why she's so attracted to it. See him standing there in the window?
Yeah,
Ain't that awesome?
that's a pretty good one there.
That was Yo Baby's very first, and this was taken a week and a half prior to mine and your collaboration.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So, but it was cool. It's because Yo Baby was drawn to the parlor room, and so I had took Yo Baby and Dustin up there, and for Tanya to meet Bear, and we ended up doing just a little mini investigation. And
First time ever.
yeah, and it's Yo Baby's first investigation, first time at Octagon Hall. And she was talking. She was feeling drawn in there. She was communicating with the spirits. The spirits were communicating with her, And so we had locked up Octagon Hall to go outside when we were going to the barn. So we locked it up because we weren't going to go back in there. Well, the only light I couldn't figure out how to turn off was the one that's in that where the mask is, that in the parlor room.
Mhm.
What is that? The death mask.
The
Yeah, the
case.
death
Yeah.
mask of Robert E. Lee.
Yes. So that was the case, and it had the back light in the case, and I couldn't figure out how to turn that crazy thing off, so it was left on. But if you look at Yo Baby's pictures, so when we come out, I'm locking the door. Tanya and Dustin, they're downstairs and they're walking around outside of Octagon taking pictures. So I walk out to the end of the walkway because I've got a million Octagon Hall pictures. So I walk out to the end of the walkway waiting on them, and she goes to taking pictures. Dustin goes to taking pictures. Of course, I took pictures of the wool line and stuff, and I did good too. But Yo Baby comes home to my house, and so she's sitting on my couch. She's like, "Well, I probably ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna go through these pictures anyways." And I told her, I was like, "Don't do that." I was like, "You never know what you get. Most of the time when we get stuff, we don't even know we capture it until after we do evidence review. Is that not right, Brandon?"
Yeah.
So with that being said, lo and behold, here she goes, and she took 3 pictures time, and you can see him gradually move. And what I thought was so cool is not only did she get the big shadow man, right, but he like dims the light. It goes from a bright white light to this yellow color light.
Yeah, like he was soaking up the light,
The energy, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it was. I didn't because I told her, I said I probably ain't got nothing. They're probably thinking this girl's stupid, So her and Dustin was going through their pictures, and so I was like, well, I might as well go through mine. So I sat there on the couch, and that was the first picture I looked at, and I went to the one beside it, and I noticed a little difference, and I went to the one beside it, and I was like, wait a minute, and I was like, Vickie, and I handed it to her, and I was like, look at this. Is this something, And so she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. She's like, Dustin, she's standing up. She's like, look at this. Did you see this? Had my phone in her hand. I'm like, what? What is it? What did I get?
It's like you got the Holy Grail. I was like,
I was like,
that's
what are you talking
everybody.
about?
And
So yeah, it was pretty epic moment.
and for anyone that's wanting to know, Brandon, you said that you've got YouTube open on your computer. Can you type something in chat so I can make you blue and you can put in all your links that you'd like to share so people can connect with you? Like you can, that way you can put your direct link to your TikTok or, your Facebook group or whatever it is.
Yeah, just a second.
We already got your YouTube channel in the description and that, and I posted that earlier, so that way people can go and click and watch your TikTok video that they saw.
Well, what'd you think about it, Zeke?
I loved it, and I'd seen the Tanya stuff. Y'all had showed it to me not too long after y'all got back.
Yeah, what'd you think about the shadow out in the barn?
Oh yeah, very cool. I can't wait to get back there. I just am so anticipating and excited about what we're gonna experience when we go back.
Yeah.
So,
Me too.
I know the night before, which is gonna suck. The night before, I'm gonna have to drive all the way up there. I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna be so excited. About getting up there, I'm gonna be like a little kid again.
Look, I'll give you some of the baby's melatonin.
And Brandon, you can go ahead and share whatever links that you want now because you're blue. So all you gotta do is just copy it and paste it or type it in, whichever you want to do.
Jennifer's working on that now.
All right.
Awesome.
I gotta jump.
If she comments, I'll highlight her if it's easier for her to do it.
Bye,
Hi, Zeke.
Have a good
Love you
night.
all. Hey, Brandon, good to meet you, man.
Love
Hopefully,
you
we'll
too.
get to do some investigations all together.
Oh yeah, I say let's make some dates.
And Chanel, make sure you put your info in there too for people.
Yep.
All
So Chanel came over to watch you, Brandon. She jumps on live. Although y'all have no idea. There was a lot of times I was laughing. I'll get them links. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I just made her a mod so she can put those links in for him.
Awesome.
That's right, Chanel.
And
I
Chanel,
like
make sure you put yours in there too.
Yes,
I'm already working.
Y'all see this? Anytime we get catches like that, it helps the field as collectively as a whole. It's furthering the science.
Right.
Yeah. And
Or to tell you dirty little secrets, Chanel. Y'all don't even know. Chanel was cracking me up. We was on live here a second ago, and she was sending me stuff in Messenger. And so I was trying not to laugh on live, but Chanel was being bad. She was being bad.
You had to say that for the
we're
after
all
party.
we're all gonna get along well then, because we're all bad, just as bad.
I try. That's why a lot of people
She
call me
does.
Mama Vic.
She
I
really
love
does.
people, and I love people to meet people. No, let me strike that. I love good-hearted people who actually have a love for the paranormal.
Right.
That's what I like. I don't like sneaky, conniving, lying, faking. I love good-hearted people who actually put in effort, time, and do what they have to do. And I love supporting them when they capture something, because we all should be supporting each other.
That's
It
right.
shouldn't be who got what, who did this, who's better, blah, blah, who's going to get a TV show. It
And
shouldn't be.
and you know what
We're
I love
all
so
in this because
much?
we have a passion.
You know what I love so much?
What?
Yep. Me
That
too.
right there.
I know, brother. We love you too.
Yep.
I couldn't ask for a better bunch of family in my life, you know, sisters and brother and
Uh-huh.
You know,
new ones.
and just like, going with what you saying and Vickie saying, the thing about it is, people, and I've said this before, but just to back up, what both y'all are saying, really, people shouldn't argue over, if you've got the same passion and the same love for something, why are you going to argue? Why are you going to fight? I mean, what's the point? You're both in it for the same thing. Why can you not just enjoy something that is a passion, that is real? Like y'all know me, I love hummingbirds. I've got hundreds of hummingbirds that come to my house every year. Okay. Now, if somebody is out there and I find a channel with people with hummingbirds, do you not think that I am over there looking and supporting and just, and I do flowers, and if I see something, I'm like, Vickie, like at your house, I'm like, what is that? You've got a rose of Sharon out here, because I've got like 17 rose bushes. I love flowering. And you want to know, where'd you get that? Da da da. You're not sitting there putting that person down because it's like, well, she's got it. So if you got the same love and the same passion, then why be ugly?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Brandon and them, like the whole team, they feel the same way towards Octagon Hall that I feel.
Yeah.
And they've been going out there for so many years. So I had to get them on, especially with our event coming up, because that way the people that's on here that's never been to Octagon, that's never got to experience the stuff that me and Brandon and his team and, Dustin and Tanya and Zeke has got to experience. That's why I wanted to have him on, because he's a good person. His team's a good team. I respect the team. And
Thank you.
they have a love for Octagon, but they have a love for the history and the passion.
That's just like the rest of us. And anyone that Mama Vickie considers family is our family. So
Yeah, I was fixing to say, if Vickie, supports it and says, hey, you need to check this out, or you need to talk to this person, I know, because I know her, I know that that's a good person, that that's a good team, or that what they got is real.
while Chanel is still in here too, this goes for both Brandon's and Jennifer and Chanel. You're always more than welcome to come up anytime you want. You
Yeah,
know,
please
and
do. Come share anything.
share experiences, talk. If you want to, if you've got an event coming up and you want to get a little bit more, uh, um, what's that?
The word out, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Get the word out. Don't hesitate. I mean,
Yeah, we'll be glad to share it. And we all have our own pages, so we'll be glad to share it on those pages as well. So, you know.
and Vickie, she can. I showed her how to share the link. So all you got to do is reach out to her. She's got, just like Yo Baby and Zeke, full access to the StreamYard. They can get you the information you need to get you up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's their channel too.
Well, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to jump in here for a second, and I'm going to throw out our August 19th Saturday event.
Mm-hmm.
It is at Octagon Hall. There's 5 tickets left. So make sure you go to the link. We've got it posted.
Yeah, it's pinned to the top.
It's pinned to the top. Don't want to miss out. We're going to have a great time. It's always a blast. Make sure you get your tickets before they're all gone.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, I'm going to jump back over to Brandon. There we go. There's our event.
And 5 tickets are going to go fast, especially the closer it gets to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And we do not keep any, we never, ever in the history of us doing anything, or in the past or the future, will we ever do any of this for profit for us. Every single penny goes to Octagon, to Bear and them, to help repair, to help with the upkeep and keep these places alive and going. And if you don't know what I mean by that, think of the movie Rose Red, where the house is alive and it's constantly needing updates, needing things done.
mm-hmm.
It's the same with Octagon. Is a living place with all the spiritual activity that's still a home to the spirits of the past.
And to add to that, I would like to say that, you know, everybody that's buying these tickets, of course, all the money's going to Octagon, but don't think for 1 minute that Vickie or Dustin or me or Zeke is not paying as well, because we are too. You know, we're paying the same exact amount. Yep.
And I even put money. I tip money when I go just to visit, just to talk to Bear, even if we don't do anything. I support them so much.
Yeah, I did last time I was there. I threw some in the bucket, in the jar.
So Brandon and them also done a fundraiser at the end of last year. So Brandon and his team, they support Octagon Hall, and they've done fundraisers. They're talking about doing a future fundraiser. But I will say this: if y'all want a chance to hunt with Proof Paranormal, or Proof After Paranormal, sorry, they are also going to be doing novice hunts at Octagon Hall. So are we one weekend. So y'all stay tuned, because keep an eye on octagonhall.com website for October when they do their novice hunt. And y'all can go and buy tickets and have a chance to go and hunt with Brandon and his team as well.
I have something to add to that.
We need to do that, Nikki and Dustin. We need to do that with them. You know, even though we have our own weekend, but we need to do it with them too. That would be neat.
Yeah,
that'd be neat for me. I'd like to, you know, go in and watch them too. You know,
we'll plan a different hunt. But now, you know what? We could always buy tickets and go and hunt with them that night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Something we started back at the beginning of the. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I was going to add to that. You said if they wanted an opportunity to hunt with us, but something we started back at the beginning of the year. Certain locations, we'll put out where we're going and stuff, and if people are interested, we'll do what we're calling a +1. Everybody comments on there that they want to go, and as long as you're of age and have a little bit of experience in it, we'll randomly draw a name, and that person gets to go with us free at that location.
Oh, I love that. See, I told y'all they were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Now, how many
We
people
had-
do you know that
It
offer for
was
you to go on a
February. We
hunt with
had
them?
some a lady win, and she went to Old Stone Jail with us.
Oh, to the ocean jail. Now, do you want to tell everybody how we met and where we met?
How about you go ahead and tell them?
Well, I don't remember what year it was, but we met years ago when I was on Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I was team lead and researcher, and we actually met at the Old Stone Jail because that was where my team that I was on, we oversaw that location, so we handled all the paranormal there, and that's how I met Mr. Brandon.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Good.
our first time at the Old Stone Jail.
Mm-hmm. It
Well, let
was.
me ask you this, Brandon. Do you know the weekend that you're going to be doing in October yet?
No, I'm not. I'm waiting on Bear to let me know those dates.
Okay.
As soon as he
Okay.
does, I'll have them posted and shared and everything.
Yeah.
Well, good.
I'll-
You'll have to let us know, Vickie, because that
I
may be
will.
something that
I,
we'd be interested in doing. Yeah.
I won't name the location, and but I can. Vicky and I met basically the same way. I was watching one of her live streams and reached out to her, and her and Nikki come up, went to a location, and that's how we met, and we've been family and best friends ever since.
Yep, we have.
Yeah,
And
the
Chanel,
paranormal.
go ahead, Brandon.
I was just gonna say the paranormal family it's bigger than most people think. You know, there's more of us out there than most believe, and everybody that I've met since I've been doing this have been amazing people. I haven't yet met someone that takes this serious that was a negative person. You know, you do meet the what I call come and go groups. They're here today, and in 3 weeks they're bored of it and they leave. But for the most part, everybody I've met doing this has been amazing.
Yeah. Most are really good.
Yeah.
Most are. So thank you, Brandon. That was really sweet.
Making me blush.
Oh, and Chanel posted, and Chanel's right. Last year I did a novice hunt with Chanel and them. They invited me to come and help them out. I've went several years with Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and we did the novice hunt at Octagon Hall. Couple years, but then when I ventured out on my own at the beginning of last year, last October, I helped Chanel Elite Vixens during their novice hunt, and then I also helped when it was the Night Stalkers novice hunt. So I helped 2 different weekends through last October. Brendan, did y'all do novice hunt last October?
Yeah, we did. That's actually how we met Owen.
Okay. I was thinking that y'all had a weekend last October. I was thinking y'all did. Now Owen is one of your newest members, correct?
Yes.
And that boy, I have got to give him props because he is a young boy. To me, he's young because I'm older, but I think he's 25. Is that correct? 25.
I think so.
So he's not a baby, but of course to me he's a baby. So, but that young man carried himself with respect. He was very, very on top of the situation. He was very interested in it, very respectful. He was with the SLS. I was very impressed with the fact that he kept his mind on doing the investigation, trying to get answers from the spirits. And of course, we always have a good time, but with his age, like a lot of times you'll see the younger generation and they're just in it for just the fun.
Yeah.
And so I have got to really give him a shout out. I was very impressed with him. Very impressed.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had to brag on my group for a second because we have an amazing team. Everybody, you know, we have Jessica and Jimmy that are equipment techs. They stay on top of that.
Yeah.
Jennifer and Brandon, researchers. Anything you want to know, they're like the FBI. You know, they'll lay it all on the table for me. So, you know, and Owen's doing his thing. He's just getting started, but he's doing good at it. So,
Yeah.
I'm really proud of our team. We've come a long way. Done a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears into it. But I'm proud of them.
You ought to be. You got a good team. You really do have a good team.
Absolutely.
I mean, I haven't got to meet Jessica yet. I talked to her for a split second on that one post you made. The other Brandon that showed up, he showed up after I came later that night. I didn't get to work with him. I know he came into the barn for a few minutes. And when he was in there, I mean, he did good then, but I haven't really got to work with him as much. Sadly, hopefully next time. But I mean, he seemed really nice and he was into it. Jen, me and Jen was hand in hand in there. Jennifer, but I called her Jen. But anyway, so we were rocking the barn. So I really enjoyed spending time with Jennifer and us investigating out there. I liked how she went into, he was laid out, he was injured. She went into her RN mode. And a lot of people don't realize that if you can actually communicate with the spirits, if they're saying they're injured at that time, to go in and do kind of like a role play, you might get more information by actually going through the moments that they're living. So I've got to give Jennifer props too. That was important.
I think I have to wear my stethoscope around my neck when I go in August when I go. That's a good idea. You never know. I can say her.
No, you don't. You never know.
It could. Yeah, I should because I'm a healthcare worker, so I'm not a nurse like she is, but I do pretty much close to the same. And I've got to ask Brandon another question. When Vickie first mentioned the PPR and my name Dustin, did she go, "That dang Dustin"? Now I'm on YouTube and
Yeah. No,
I did tell him I did tell him you twisted my arm and you had me come on YouTube kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't do YouTube. Did I not, Brandon?
Yeah, but I have to say this. You also said I twisted your arm to come back to the hall. I don't think you had to twist it very hard.
No, you didn't. It's just like go to reach for the hand and all of a sudden running towards you.
Yeah.
Well, I will say the spirits were reaching out to me that night. When y'all were live, like they were like, "Come talk to me, Vickie. Come talk to me." I'm like, "Okay."
They were talking to everybody.
Well, and if it wouldn't have been for Dustin, I'd have never met Vickie. So
Yeah. And so Brandon, if you go on the description, Brandon and Jennifer, is Tanya Yo Baby has her own channel too. It's right below your link in the description, literally the next one down. And I tell you, if you love nature, I have never seen 400 to 500 hummingbirds in a backyard with that's you need to go check her videos out if you love nature. I mean, yeah.
We'll definitely check that out.
I gotta get some better videos up, but I do got a couple of decent ones on there right now. But I've already got a lot this year, so I'm looking forward to. I was talking to my husband earlier because I'm like, you're taking care of my hummingbirds while I'm up here, ain't you? And he said, yeah. And he's like, no, this is how I mix it. I was like, yeah, we done been through this. So yeah, he changed out all my feeders because I change them out every week. I've only got like 28 feeders.
How many gallons of sugar water you go through a week?
Well, when I first started the summer, I was at 5, and then I went to 6, and now I'm at 8. So it's 8 gallons right now. But right now is when they're getting heavier and heavier, and
Yeah.
so I'll probably end up at 10 or 12 gallons a week by the time that when it gets really really heavy. So
But just make sure, Brandon, that you and your team relay it on to them. Don't ever hesitate. We're always Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. Any day, if just say, hey, I'd like to join or whatever, and just let her know.
right.
All right. We
Always
appreciate
more
it.
than
We do.
welcome. You got a open invitation all the time.
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
So, and then like y'all got the Battlefield thing coming up too, right?
Who's that? Us?
Yeah, y'all are going.
We've talked about it. I'm not sure when or anything, but
Which
Well,
which
you
battlefield? Which battlefield?
No, what was it? August 5th. Y'all were going to the ship.
oh, Battleship, yes.
Yeah, the battleship. I
The,
think I said battlefield, but I meant battleship.
Are you talking about the one in Alabama?
No, it's the LST 325 in Evansville.
Okay. Wow.
Oh,
Indiana there.
I'm not far from Evansville. I'm right beside Fort Knox. Evansville's only like
Wow.
a 45-minute drive for me.
Oh, Doc would love
Yeah.
that because he loves going to the one in Alabama, Mobile, I guess it is.
We'll have to, Vickie, remind us so we can push that out for them and let people know so that way
Yeah.
help
Appreciate it.
get more people their way.
Yeah, we actually at our novice hunt where we met Owen, we met another guy named Corey Burdett, and come to find out he volunteered and worked over there on the ship. So
Nice.
talking with him and stuff, because of him, we've actually got an investigation there, and
That's cool.
we're going to try to work it into where we host an event for them and do novice hunts and try to get the whole paranormal ball rolling for them too.
Cool.
Oh, awesome. Well, when y'all do an event, something, we'll all hook up and probably
Yeah,
maybe Justin, Tanya, and Zeke. We can get everybody to come up there for it.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what we're all about, helping each other out. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
and just like I said, let us know, give the information to her, or I think you have me on Facebook now, and whatever you want shared, just let us know. We'll push it out for you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And before anyone else says anything, because there's some new people, don't forget, stay until the very end of the live stream, because even after everybody says their goodbyes, we always play an inspirational video that I have put together. It's called Never Give Up, inspired by yours truly, right below me on my end. I don't know where she is on your guys' end, but Yo Baby right there from a tornado. We won't say her town, but
Hey.
her town was one of the ones that got obliterated in Mississippi
Yeah.
about 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
So we did and it's for everybody else that may be going through a hard time, that feels alone and like no one is on your side. That hopefully listen to the words of this song, and the pictures that I put together is really cool. And to everyone, you may be nothing, but to someone, you're everything. And to me, there's no more powerful words except for the word love that can really tug at someone's emotions and thoughts and heart to pull them out of a tough situation of hearing that to someone you are everything.
That's right.
It's just very powerful.
Yeah. Well, before we do get off here, hi PW. Before we do get off here, Brandon, do you have anything else you want to tell about your team?
We, like I said, we possibly might have 2 more members coming on. Donnie, you met him the other night, right?
I did meet Donnie. And I'm sorry, I should have mentioned Donnie, but I did investigate with him a little bit. him and Owen was on the porch with me and Jen. So I
Yeah,
did have the opportunity to work with him for a little bit.
he was actually a member of the team for a little while. He kind of had some things going on and stuff. So I think he may be coming back full time with us. I'm not sure yet, but
Good.
Well, he did good too because he had some when we was out there. Little Brianna, I got tickled at her because I was trying to get her to ask questions, right? And we had the Necrophonics app going, and I had the K2 meter beside me on the long bench, and Jen was sitting in the rocking chair that Bear normally sits in, and Brianna she was sitting in the rocking chair to the left of me. And so I was like, well, here, take the Necrophonics, start asking questions. She's like, well, I'm not sure what to ask. And I said, well, honey, ask them if they like gravy. And they started cracking up. And they're like, what? She's like, And I was like, yeah. I was like, you never know what you ask them. I said, just talk about normal stuff. So then she got to talking with them, and we got to talking about, do you like biscuit and gravy? The K2 meter was lighting up. Donnie, he was like, ask them if they like stew. And of course, the K2 meter, they didn't like gravy. And we were actually talking to Lizzie on the porch. So that's who we were talking to. We figured that out. We were talking to Lizzie. And so she did like stew. So she answered Donnie's question, and she liked stew. She liked jelly, but she didn't like biscuits. And she didn't like coffee, but she did like tea. So it was something different that, they got to experience because I'm country. And so when you're country, you go sit on the porch and you just have a country talk, and then you get to talking like, hey, how you doing? What'd you have for supper last night? Just that kind of talk. And Brianna got so tickled, but I could tell she loved it. But with that going on, I could tell that it relaxed her. And she actually got to talking and going with the flow, and she was asking questions too, and I love that. Like, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
we all had a good time, and I'm very appreciative that y'all asked me to come back out there, that y'all allowed me to come back out there.
oh, we were glad you came back.
Yeah, that was really sweet. She was tickled. I remember when she was telling us about it. And but you're right though, Vickie. Because I'm from the country too, and I'm telling you what, you have your best talks on the front porch.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, that's where you go out there and sit. That's how come if you ever go past go down an old gravel road or old country road, and you see people sitting out on the porch, they ain't out there for nothing. I mean, it's just a thing. It's
I
whether
know
it's
the
hot, it don't matter. AC is going on the inside, but whoever is on the porch. I remember at my grandma's house, everybody went to the porch, and if you wanted to hear anything, you had to go to the porch.
That's where you got your tea from.
That's
All
where you
that
got your
good
tea.
information.
That's right.
And the little old men, they out there telling the war stories and everything else. I mean, there wasn't no telling what you heard.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
and I know that there's only there was 8. Now there's down to 5, but we had a total of where in the heck 18 likes. So we had 18 people come through liking the story that Brandon shared with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I hadn't even put mine out there yet. I try to get it before, but I normally always end up having to do it after.
And so out of 65 people that have watched tonight, at least to me that's good. 18 people at least were kind enough to show some support, and that makes me happy for you.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on. I know I kind of twisted your arm to come on here, but
Twisted it hard.
I know.
I
But we
greatly
do
appreciate you guys letting me come on here.
Oh, we're so thankful. I'm so glad you did because I mean, I love hearing about all of it, you know. So I'm like a sponge over here. I'm just soaking up everything. So
Yeah, I could talk about this subject forever.
Yeah.
mhm.
Now I'll be going down here in just maybe a week, 2 weeks, down to Tanya's house in Mississippi, and we're
Mhm.
going to do an investigation at a cemetery, and we're going to do an investigation at their office there that
Mhm.
she was telling me about, that building.
Mhm. Yeah, the one where
And
my lights out right now. Yeah.
we're going
And
to
I
do
might have, maybe, I may have another little surprise in store, but I
oh,
don't know yet. I'll know more tomorrow. So maybe we'll see.
oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I mean, and we should go live. And you know, we could go live on your page, Tanya, for that, and bump
Either,
your
or
bump
we could
your.
even do, you know,
We could
this
do
one and
both.
mine. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
we could do both. You could be on your phone, I could be on my phone, and we could do both. But we got that coming up. Y'all stay tuned because we do got August the 19th coming up. That special fundraiser event for the place we all dearly love.
Yep.
Next Monday, you stay tuned because we will have Bear and Beth up next Monday. They will
Yay.
be talking about Octagon Hall as well.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited about that too. I'm so
So we
excited.
should have just named this month Octagon Hall Month. That's what we
Yeah.
should have named.
Well, that's
Well,
like for them.
actually, it's good because I mean, we got our Octagon thing coming up. So it's letting people see different experiences from different people. And then we're going to actually get the people that oversees Octagon Hall, you know,
Yeah.
in here. So right before we go. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Me too. So Brandon, if you know y'all ever want to come back on, like Dustin said, he's already thrown the hand out there to you. You want to come back on, y'all get some more evidence on the different investigation. We'd love to have you back. We'd love to talk to you again.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just to come up to talk about, hey, in 3 weeks we're going to be here. Be ready. Be looking out for the posts. You know, if you want to help promote yourself,
Yeah.
by all means, you know, feel free.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're here Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So even if you can't come on, you know, and you know, stay. I mean, you could pop your head in and just say, "Hey, look, this is what we got going on," you know,
Yeah.
and just
Awesome.
let us know,
Well,
and we'll get it out there.
like I said, we really appreciate it.
So,
And
Absolutely.
same goes for you guys. Any way we can help, you know, of course, everything that's posted, we share it automatically. So
well, we
Well,
it's all about
appreciate you,
helping one
and
another.
I know that I'll be keeping a lookout on your channels,
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
and I'm fixing to go and watch a TikTok here not too much longer after we get
Yeah,
done.
it's a
girl,
good
you
one.
have plenty to it.
Oh, I can't wait! I'm excited.
Although it's awesome.
Yeah, give us a follow and share it. Let's get it out there because I love making people laugh too. So
Yeah.
Will do. Sure enough, will.
All right. So, Dustin, you have anything left to say? Anybody got any questions before we go? Before Brenda goes, if you have a question, now is the time to write it down, post it so he can answer it.
Yep.
And Brandon, when we do end it, you can stay up if you want because we usually chit chat for a few minutes afterwards about because it won't be on air. It's we call it behind the scene.
right.
The after party.
Yeah. So,
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
but I'd like to say thank you, Brandon, Jennifer, and everyone for sharing your experience and showing us your captures.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to meeting up with you all in the future and
Yep.
be some fun times.
Yep. Thank you. Thank your whole team. Thank you for
Yep.
sharing your experiences. And I know I enjoyed it.
You have to come
I'm
up
looking
and
forward to
visit
more.
the cursed cemetery with Vickie, and then maybe take you to another place that I won't take just anybody, but
Yeah.
you know, there's another place that's pretty active, and only the strong-willed, strong-minded people and experienced people I will take there.
Yeah. Now, I was going to reach out to you about that, Dustin. I think Brandon would love it. And the fact of it is, you and Brandon's not that far from each other.
Oh,
Y'all
really?
are closer. Y'all are closer than me and you, Dustin.
Oh, wow. See, I'm at Fort Knox. I'll say the
You're-
county. I don't care. Most people know already, anyways, from a certain thing I used to do and help out with. But I'm Meade County.
Oh, I live in Madisonville, so I'm not very far.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you can on a free time. I'm off Mondays through Wednesdays. If you ever got a free day or something, want to meet up, let me know.
All right, absolutely.
Now Dustin's got some very interesting places up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Some
I
that
went
you
up
would really like. Yeah.
Yeah, I went up there I drug Nikki along the first time I went up there. The Sheilas were supposed to win, but they couldn't make it. But there's a sulfur, is it? No, Sandra
Springs. It's a natural spring. Yep.
Right. And I always mess the name up every time. It doesn't matter. And I've been up there a couple times. That's a great location. We did get EVPs up there. It's like a nature hike, and it's got water, and it's got some cabins. And me and Nikki was actually sitting in front of a cabin there by the road, and I had Dustin to take the phone and take pictures of me and Nikki. And not only do you see Dustin on like above Nikki, but you see another male standing above me in the window.
In the window
And
behind her. Yeah.
and he changes. In one picture, he's an older man, and in another picture, he's a younger male. But he's standing beside Dustin, and there's nobody there but me, Nikki, and Dustin. So that was pretty cool. We went back there. I don't know, what was it, about 2 months ago, Dustin?
About a month and a half. Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah. So we went back there and we did a nature hike back there. There is a cave back there that you're not allowed to go in, but me and Nikki, of course, we went down there and we were in the entrance part. So it's really beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's full of nature. But we went further back this time, me and Dustin did, and we were doing EVPs just walking around up there, and we were catching interaction through there. I was getting interaction from the necrophonic there as well. And there's this like pond. I call it a pond. What do they call it though?
They call it an actual lake. I call it a pond too. I'm from Michigan, and it's a pond.
It's a pond. It ain't no lake. It's a pond. But it was funny is because one of the funny things is I asked them, I was like, so what do you do up here? And it's like, fish. Like, I go fishing. What do you mean? What do I do up here?
And that's
Y'all was like that. The cemetery that he's talking about, though, Dustin calls it, what do you call it? The haunted cemetery?
The cursed cemetery, because it's got Confederate soldiers and they're buried all the way away from everybody else, because back in them days, the Confederates were looked down upon. So they were like shamed, So that's why I call it the cursed cemetery, because, you even had family members on both Confederate and, the Union, both fighting against each other even, So no matter how you look at it, to me, in my opinion and eyes, they were cursed to begin with. And then to be cursed like that in death, to be outed and separated from the rest of the population, that it's sad, and you feel it.
Right.
You can feel when you're walking through the cemetery, you can feel like good, a little bit of a good vibe, a medium vibe, but as closer you get to it, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier.
Right.
Yeah, and the last time we went, we had real good evidence then. I had a man, I'm talking, I'm like, okay, well, lead me to your grave.
Oh, yeah, left, right, straight.
Yeah, so he was telling me, and he got to telling me about the death bell he had in his grave and everything. So, we had really good interaction. Y'all would love that place too. And then Dustin took me to a place that.
Yeah, he's not going to mention the name, but that's the one that Vickie says you would love.
Yeah, the next place you would love, but you could hit all these places in the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And-
that's the thing. Like I make a trip up there during the day, and we start during the day at certain ones, and then at nighttime we go to the other.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So,
I'd be
Yeah,
ready to
y'all would
go
really enjoy
anytime.
that.
Yeah.
All
I don't
right.
care where it is. If somebody told me their mailbox was haunted, I'll investigate it. So
Right.
Well, come up with Vickie, and you can sure enough do this place here, because I'm telling you, yeah, there's some action going on here.
There's
I
a
want,
few.
I want to get to the bottom of it, because it's been going on for. I've been here for like 14 years, and it's been going on since day one that I've been here. So
Yeah.
There's a few more places that I want to take Vickie. If you look at the channel, go back farther, the Forgotten Cemeteries.
Mhm.
These are cemeteries. I mean, like overgrown. They're way out in BFE in the woods and in the hollers. If anything happened to you and you needed medical help, I'm sorry, but you're screwed. There ain't no phone reception to call for help. You're on your own. So that's how far.
you're in the holler.
But
which
I haven't taken her yet because we do have cottonmouths, copperheads, and timbers. We have all three up here in this area, and this is prime season for them.
yeah,
So I won't take her there until it's fall when it starts getting cold, and
Well, if I come, I'm coming packing.
So
well, look, Dustin, tell Vickie is especially with her coming to visit. And now these, I looked them up the other day. Dustin found
those ones I told you about.
Yeah, Dustin found
Yeah.
them, and they're here, but they're a little bit of a drive.
Yeah.
So, but tell them
and
about
Miss-
the two.
in Mississippi, not far from where Yo Baby is. And these are two places I've been wanting to go for a long time. I've researched, I've been studying these locations. After any place that you can find information about the legitness of it, I've been there. I went down the dark bunny hole on it. But
Okay.
there's a grave where a lady, I won't say too much of the story because I don't want to ruin it for Vickie, because she'll be, if she goes there,
Yeah.
go
Well,
without
yeah,
knowing
we
too
may
much.
not have time this time though, so
Yeah,
you can
well,
tell it. It's okay.
Yeah, no, just in case, because she's like me. The less you know, the better, because then it's. But there's a lady buried up in a crypt. She's not in the ground. It's above the ground, sitting in her rocking chair in the crypt, and it's the only one there, and it is so cool. I mean, I want to go.
Oh my God, I want to go.
I want to go there so bad. But in the same cemetery now, not too far from, I think it's like maybe about 80 yards away from it, the opposite direction. If I remember right, there's like a flagpole, and it's not too far from there. But there's a marker, a grave marker, where a lady is buried.
Mm-hmm. I saw it.
And it's a set, like I said, I can't say too much. I don't want to do the pareidolia type thing for Vickie. But a lady's dress caught on fire, and how morbid and twisted certain people in her family was, that her grave marker is carved out of her wearing a dress red on fire for her grave marker.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
that's wild.
Wow.
I mean, that you talk about, that's a lot of hate. That's a lot of, I mean, you talk about cursed and disrespect, and I mean, how it's just it's a sad story. Once you get there, then you start doing more research on it, you'll cry. I mean, I had tears starting in my eyes over that one.
Chanel says she's going to hitch a ride with me. We're going to have to plan a big group
Mm-hmm.
shindig. That's what we'll have to do.
We'll just go
Oh,
from state to state to state.
Speaking of, I'll tell you, there is a great location for that. Trans Allegheny. I want to go there.
I've wanted to go there so bad. That's number 2 on my bucket list.
Yes. And it's
Yeah.
huge. So there's building after building, but it's expensive. So, but if we all get together, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. It wouldn't be as
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
We could have a big group. We wouldn't over top of each other because it's a huge location. And Brandon from Eccentric just went to the buildings behind there. He got great evidence. I was watching his stuff the other day.
Yep.
I'm just saying, food for thought. We
Yeah.
need
Well,
to
that,
do it.
and we're all very respectful, and we know the proper ways of doing it anyway, so we wouldn't have to worry about any of us stepping on a foot or making a noise while someone, we know how to work as a team, and when we're away from each other, okay, they're 2 floors down, but this hallway does have an echo, so let's keep it quiet. If that type of thing, you won't.
Yeah. And Brandon's got a big group. And then there's Dustin, Tawny, me, Zeke, and Chanel. She's wanting to go party. So I know I could snatch her along.
Maybe,
So,
maybe Zeke can hurry up and get his ecto bag on. We can all pile up in his way.
Yeah.
And
We gotta
if-
hurry up and get him and Beth married so we can take advantage of that.
and here we go. We got this is what we're talking about when you hear us say the ecto bago. It is
This is
Zeke's dream to have one of these right here.
Mm-hmm.
but you got to show the other one.
And then haul the car from the Christmas vacation car behind it. And we're going to add these tires to it for him.
There we go. That's what he's going to have.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we can go anywhere we want to with them tires.
See, I knew my sister coming there. Chanel coming there. She's like, I'm always down to party.
That's right.
And Chanel, invitation goes for you anytime you want to come up on panel. You're more than welcome. You're more welcome. Come visit with or without Vickie. It's your preference. If you feel
That's one. That is one, mister.
Down one.
no.
I wanted to mention something real quick. When you said something about places out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
we spent months trying to find this abandoned town in the middle of the woods. It's called Airdrie.
Say it again.
Old Airdrie. It's in Muhlenberg County.
Okay.
It's on our Facebook, but I have a video too that I made on our TikTok of it. But it's a town that was supposed to be. They built it for like a steel mine.
Yeah.
And it fell through, and it's been abandoned since the early 1800s. But the only way we found it was with a drone, and we found the remnants left of it.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. We haven't investigated it yet, but it's in the middle. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Do you think you can get permission to go out there on the land to investigate?
It's right. I mean, it's right by the TVA on the river.
Okay,
We went out there and parked, and we walked. The first time, we never found it. The first time we went, but when we come back out, there was a cop there, and he was just checking on us, seeing if we were okay and stuff. So, I mean, he saw us come from off the property.
Right.
As far as who owns it, I mean, I don't know who would own it, but it's a very interesting spot.
I got an offer for you. Then you can we can have Vickie, because I've already told Vickie I can't talk about it on here because the source that told me actually works at this location. It's a huge location, but there's an old abandoned town someplace that I was told about from a very credible source at a certain park. And we can talk more once the live is over. I'll tell you a little bit more about it.
Stay until we'll do an after party for a few minutes.
Yeah, especially with your drone in that, this would be right up your alley because there's a lot there. And I've look to YouTube up and down, left and right. There's a few places that were videoed and shown on YouTube, but no one has done the main part of it. So it would be the first.
Awesome.
And if you would like to be part of that, I'd love for you to join Vickie and I and your baby if she's able to make it.
Absolutely.
And with that being said,
Yep.
I did a surprise for Vickie, Yo Baby, Zeke, and everything. I'll go ahead and solo me out. People that are coming to Octagon in August, I've already
Thank you.
handed one of these out. So whoever is there will be amongst the first to receive these. And there's also going to be a sticker and a surprise. That's all Vickie's baby right there to do. You all get a surprise that you won't get to know until you get there.
Right. It's a special momentum to take
Yeah.
home with you.
But I finally got these in the mail today. And they're cards, and it's got Vickie's and Yo Babies and Zeke's QR code on there too. And
Awesome.
Trey's, and it's got everyone's first initial and the cross TZVD. And then it's got right there. And we got matching stickers. They should be here next week. So people coming to Octagon will be among the first to get that.
Those are pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yep, Dustin did a really good job on those.
Yeah, he did.
We're excited.
Yep. He's a sweetheart. We got a sweet brother.
I'm just me. I'm no one special, just me.
That's
And the
what makes it cool.
little thing that Vickie and Dustin are giving out, which was Vickie's idea. It is cute. I've seen it. Y'all are gonna love it.
No.
Don't give it up. Don't give it up.
First of all, Dustin found it.
Oh,
Then he had the idea to do that, so it was a collective between me and Dustin.
okay.
But it was my idea on how to do it.
I still
Okay.
give her full credit, though. You know me.
I know, but no.
Well, I
That's
thought y'all
not
did
how
it
I want.
together, but you gave her full credit, so I thought.
Oh, and there's the other Brandon right there.
Oh,
Hey,
there he is. Yes, you did, Brandon. I was throwing out your video. Got so much
Yeah.
footage in it. Yep, we was talking about trans Allegheny. We was talking about I was seeing excuse me, he posted one of his TikToks. So Brandon, meet Brandon. And Brandon, meet Brandon.
And there's
So-
another Brandon too. Isn't there Brandon, and Brandon?
Yep, there he
This
is.
My brother Brandon, my other brother Brandon, my other brother Brandon.
I know. We're surrounded
Yeah,
by Brandon.
We've been missing Brandon. He's been
Oh,
busy.
there's
but-
another Brandon too.
Yeah. The one that was under Michael, yeah.
No, there's another one. His name's Brandon Jarrett. He's actually part of the reason why we got to do the Caldwell House in Russellville. If you don't follow him on YouTube and Facebook, shoot on over there and give him a follow. You can find him on our Facebook. His name's Brandon Jarrett.
Yeah.
He's out of Bowling Green. He's a pretty good guy.
That's
I'm
good.
wondering-
Hi, Brandon.
Brandon's link should be in the description, but Brandon, put your link in there just in case. So, Brandon,
Mindful.
our Brandon.
Yeah, you better describe which Brandon. Our Brandon.
Brandon, put your link in there because Brandon's the other Brandon. Mindful. There we go. Let's just say mindful. There you go.
Yeah,
'Cause
y'all
he's
will
blue,
enjoy
so
his
he can
channel.
click on Brandon, the other
There you go.
Brandon's link.
Yeah, Brandon. Brandon. You need to go click on his links and watch his videos too, because he does his own thing. He rocks it, and he's
He's very smart. Very
he's very
intelligent.
smart. Yep.
Very good.
Go check him out.
Yeah, we've been missing him. He
We
was
do.
he was on panel with us for quite a bit, and then he took a little siesta. So why not all the Brandons?
I got one little plug for our Brandon. Brandon,
Okay.
look what I got in the mail today.
Oh, you did get it. Oh, see? Did you see his TikTok too? Oh, no. That was our Discord chat. Okay, my bad.
That was Discord.
I get confused. I talked to so many. Oh, what happened to the other Brendan?
Uh-oh.
If he's got the link, he can still click it.
Right. I know I know he's probably got to work tomorrow.
Well, there he
Wait a
is.
minute. There he is.
Hold up. Edit stream. I got you, brother.
I accidentally hit something I wasn't supposed to hit, obviously, and then I just disappeared. So
As long as you got that link, you're all good.
Mm-hmm.
it took me a second, but I got back on here.
But Brandon, our Brandon, if you want to introduce yourself for a few minutes at the after party, you're more than welcome to come up. I'll send it to you. You can still come up. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we miss Brandon.
We do. My sweet little youngin.
I
You
check
got-
his
you need to
page
jump
all
on
the time
camera.
to see if he's put out a new something because I love watching his stuff.
I know. I have to say, I think my favorite that Brandon, the other Brandon, that he did is he did like the Estes method, but he did like spirit writing,
yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he was blindfolded and he was doing Estes method.
Mhm.
That was probably my favorite video that I saw that he done.
and he's
Right.
really good at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I don't know if you saw another video that's after that where he picked up on the name Amy and he went
Yeah,
back to
I
that
did.
video
Hi, Guardian.
where he wrote Amy 3 times during that, you know?
Yep, he did really good. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Got something with these Brandons though. They know how to go out there and hunt and investigate.
Just so everybody knows, this is just an energy drink. See, it's peach.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
just, you know, I
Oh,
don't
okay,
want
thank you, Jen. So here's their video. They're live from the Caldwell house
Cool.
with Brandon Jarrett.
Oh,
So
good. Yay.
I caught part of the live. I forget. I had something going on that night when y'all went live.
I think that's the video that Brandon Jarrett put together for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it's like a 22-minute long video, but it goes through, intros and stuff like that. But we were the first to ever investigate the Caldwell house. So
Wow.
and that's in Russellville, Kentucky.
That's a good feeling too, being the first one to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the name, but I got to have that honor and experience, and it's just such a good feeling because you get to start off on giving it a good reputation and good vibes, and and an honest research and investigation. It's just there's like an adrenaline rush about it.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. I know I'm gonna have to go back and watch this because I did catch
Me too.
just a little bit of Brennan and them Proof Afters live that night. And I remember talking with Bear, and of course, y'all had Bear to come out there, and Bear got me even more stuff. And I really want to get out there. It, like he said, it was a brand new location. It's in Russellville, Kentucky. Y'all are still talking with them, aren't you? You still talking with them about maybe
Yes.
helping them too?
yeah, I'm still talking with her about doing the same thing that we're gonna do with the ship. Novice hunts. I think she's gonna wind up opening the doors for paranormal investigations, private investigations for people. So
Cool.
price wise, I'm not sure, but I do believe she's gonna open the doors wide open for it. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait. I want to go there so bad. Like y'all just don't know. Like the people who didn't grow up around here, like Russellville, there's all kinds. You could just drive through Russellville, and you can feel the energy. Like it's definitely got its own different energy vibe.
yes, and that place definitely definitely has something there. I mean, Bear and Beth both can vouch for that. That place, that's not a place for YouTubers that are disrespectful. That's not a place for beginners. I mean, you really got to have some knowledge of what you're doing to go there because
Mm.
maybe we just got lucky because we were the first ones and it was all brand new to the spirits, you know, but that place is something different.
Like Chanel said, plus there isn't as much clouded energy at locations like that, since there isn't residual investigator energy or brought in energy. I absolutely agree with that. That's why I love first. I love getting a first.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
this place will be a first.
well,
I know, and I can't wait.
that's another reason, and that type of a situation is what inspired me. If you all look on our channel, you will see that I've started doing for us a um, uh, it's not paranormal, but it's for the paranormal because you get rid of all the negativity in your mind, and before you go to an investigation, and then once you leave an investigation, you listen to the nature sounds and kind of cleanse your soul, cleanse your thoughts, so you don't take energy from one location to another location or whatever energy that you have, because people don't realize you could be having a grudge with someone, and those feelings that you're feeling when you go to an location to investigate, whether you're meaning to or not, because it's still in the back of your mind and in your subconscious, you're taking that hate, that dislike, or whatever, that energy's following you, and you don't want that to be left there. You don't want that to be interfering with the energy that's already there. It's not respectful. So clear your mind of all negative energy and go in with a pure heart, and you know
Yeah.
I agree.
But I'd like to say I like what our Brandon said. Brandon, if you come up for the after party, I would love to hear about that.
I sent him the link. I texted him the link, so he's got it. So
Yeah.
Like Chanel said, she says that she plays certain type of music. That way, to do her. Excuse me.
While driving to a
Yeah,
location.
we have a
Not
certain
my
song we
area.
play before every investigation.
and yeah, I got a couple of songs. Vickie and Nikki got to hear two of the songs that I play. That really, because I'm more Nikki. Nikki and I, to explain my beliefs, is more of hers. I'm more of one creator, but also Mother Earth, like the natives. My best friend was a Native American, and I learned their ways. I really fell in love with it, and because it's how I feel, and I, when I go to the cursed cemetery, I'll take off all my protection. I say, hold my protection, and I call off everything, and I lay there. I'm connected. I become one with Mother Earth, and I use that as what's keeping me safe. And I allow spirits and whatever energy to help them communicate, and
Which some of us sisters don't like, but anyway, go ahead.
Or agree with.
but that's just it. I don't know. I'm just gifted by God. My faith and the one creator and Mother Earth is so strong, and it shows. I mean, they get to see, people like, oh, no one can, that no. You see it in person, you can feel it, and you can really see, there's a lot of energy that comes from Earth, and um, I wish I could remember the name. I've got bad short-term memory, but in the community page, if you keep an eye on it, I will post two of the songs that I always listen to before and after.
Yep.
PW, you don't have to be a ghost hunter, honey. You're our witchy queen. We love you.
One is you the Vickie, Call of the Mountain, and then the other one is Within Temptation, Mother Earth. Are my
I
two
think
songs.
you've sent me those songs. Didn't you send me both of those songs one time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what songs you're talking about. I got them saved, actually.
But it's an honor to meet you, Brandon. I can't wait to
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
It's an honor to meet y'all as well.
meet up with you, because we love, you know, and Vickie will tell you too. You know, we learn from each other, and
And that's
people.
it.
I get flack all the time. Professional paranormal research. No one is a professional. No one is perfect. No, that's not what the professional means. You're just jumping the gun and judging that these people. The professional stands for respecting the locations. The professional is the integrity that you have and the way that you act and approach these
Right.
locations.
Being professional about it,
You
right?
know, just like when someone says, well, I've got a professional job. Okay, they're not a professional as speak as perfect. A professional job could be like a lawyer, a doctor, you know, something that is you
Right.
got to act professional,
Right.
be you know, respectful and all that.
Right.
Stuff. So that's where what the professional means in PPR.
Right.
Yeah,
And we're always learning. We learn from each other.
Yeah, we really do.
absolutely.
And that's really the only way to do it, because I mean there's so much out there of the unknown. And like he was saying earlier, when you capture something, it's good to share it with others, because, like somebody was saying in chat, part of his team, was talking about, that's how we learn, is by
We learn.
sharing it together, So
Exactly.
Well, guys,
But with that said,
yeah. Brandon's got to work tomorrow, and it's already 11:15.
Oh no,
so,
I'm on vacation.
Are you on vacation? Oh, okay, never mind. We just keep rolling.
yeah. Well,
Alright.
like I said, I sent our other Brandon the link, so whenever he wants to click it, he can. I texted it to him.
Right.
yeah.
Eccentric, you coming up, brother?
Exactly, Chanel, and that's exactly it. And
Yeah.
I know Mama Vickie don't like it. Sister Tanya hasn't got to see it in action yet, but
I
me and
have. Yes, I have.
no, you didn't.
Yes,
I didn't take my protection off and
oh,
say,
yes, you did.
You were
Yes,
at
you
the
did. I
graveyard,
was right
and Miss
there
Tanya
watching
was with me.
where?
when
When
you
you was
were.
at the graveyard with those people,
Yep, and you took your
and
Boo
Tanya
Bear
was
with
on
you,
with
and the
me.
Boo Bear fell over. Yes,
No, I mean in person, Tanya.
no, not in
I'm
person.
That's what I'm talking about in
Come
person.
through the link. Have
Yeah,
you got the
because
link?
I remember when you did that you actually had to set up and gather yourself because it was trying to get to
Because
Yeah,
you.
it was trying to
Yeah,
attach to
because
you.
I push the limits,
And
and
he
I
told you,
know
don't do it.
I always push the limits, and I always do. That's just, but I know when, yeah, and but
And
no,
Boo
I'm
Bear
about in
fell over
person.
and everything else. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But Zeke does the same thing. Him and Zeke are two peas in
I
a pod.
know I'm a bad influence for him, and he's one bad one for me. Because now when we get together at the Cursed Cemetery, we're gonna do it together, our feet together. Him one, yeah, and we're gonna be doing that.
Yeah, and they're both throwing off their protection.
He said, if I can do it, and I'm not even a pastor, and he sees he felt it. He can feel the strength within me of my faith of the one creator and Mother Earth. And he said, if I can do it, he surely can do it, because he's a pastor and a chaplain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, and I'll have to share something with you that Zeke told me tonight. I'll share it on the after party, a little bit of it. Yeah.
See that, Vickie?
He's very insightful. I think you're muted, Vickie.
Shoot. I see the UK symbol. I see the globe. You got that from Octagon.
I did.
Oh,
Wow.
yep. I see it. I see it. I'm jealous. I'm not, but I am. I mean, I'm not really jealous, but yeah, I am kind of because it's beautiful and I love it. Well, now I've got the dream catcher. I got the dream catcher, and then I got my globes.
I've been after that globe since the beginning, and I was like, "You gonna sell that globe?" No, it's been down there. We're gonna leave it down there in the basement. And then Isaac called me one day. He said, "Hey, we're doing some cleaning," and he said, "I know you like old books and stuff, so I got some books here if you want to go through them." I said, "From where?" He said, "The library." I said, "Like what all was coming out of the library?" I said, "Where's the globe at?" He said, "It's already at the Historical Society." I said, "Call him and get it back. I'm coming to get it."
Absolutely.
Well, listen, with that being said, I've got a question for both of y'all now. With it being in Octagon Hall, I mean, have you picked up anything off of it? Do you fear that anything has came with it or anything like that?
No. And
I don't have anything.
I don't think nothing come from that, but I do have this box. And just a second, and I'll grab it and I'll show it to you guys. The backstory on this box is that I went to the hall one day just to do some tree work and stuff and kind of help out. And this box appeared on the property. And Bear was like, "I don't know where it came from." He said it was just sitting out here. And then the crazy part about it was he said the box was found in a different location on the property. Like it was moving. I don't know, but he was like, "Do you want it?" I said, "Well, that's a silly question." But this is the box.
Buddy.
Wait, let's put them. I'm gonna put them full screen.
Yeah, pulling. Yeah.
Oh, that is gorgeous! Oh my gosh!
cool.
That is absolutely beautiful.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it is it's silver. From the research that we've done on it, it come from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you look on there, that is what they call, I think I pronounce it right, cherubs.
Cherubs.
Cherubs, yes. And you know, they're about protection and whatnot and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty, you know, that like they were supposed to protect the entrance of the Garden of Eden and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Show it
So-
again. Show it again. Now that we
Do
got
what?
your solo. Show it again. Now that we got your solo. Oh yeah.
I want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
the side of it. Turn it sideways. Like lay it on your palm.
Oh my gosh.
Now let's see the bottom.
That is beautiful.
I cannot believe that he just gave it away. That is gorgeous.
So have you been able to like date it?
No, we haven't dated it. That's pretty much all that I've found on it so far. But I do believe that something did come with that here to the house. But what came with it, I think Barry gave it to me for a reason without him knowing he gave it to me for a reason. But what come with it is a spirit called Doug.
Oh.
He's not evil whatsoever, but I think it come from somewhere else other than the hall. And I think that's why Bear never let it go inside the house because, you know, we all know how particular he is with the hall. You know, he doesn't want nothing new. He doesn't want nothing to leave. So
You invite the outside spirits in the house and you don't invite the inside spirits the outside.
That's why we
Right.
told everyone at the beginning, no helping spirits cross over, no nothing, or they're leaving and they don't get a refund.
Right. But me being me, I wanted it. One, two. We have the components that just came in. We're gonna turn that into a REM pod.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
So
I do the same thing. I love making my own REM pods for people.
So Vickie, you threw your head back and was like, when he said Doug, what do you know about Doug?
Oh no, because it was funny is because so Jen that night was talking about Doug and how Doug would follow her. And there was a couple of times I think when we were on the porch and that Doug interacted with her.
Oh.
When we went out to the barn,
So
however,
he follows them. He follows y'all.
yeah, he followed her to the Caldwell house.
Wow.
So when we went out to the barn, when the soldier said his name was Doug, Jennifer had to interact with him, and he was like, "No, it wasn't the same Doug, but we had to iterate the difference to make sure that it wasn't their Doug from their house."
Right.
Speaking of the Doug in the barn, I really want us to get together and do some. I got to thinking, what if that Doug is one of those unknown Confederate soldiers out there?
Could be, but he wasn't Confederate.
Uh,
Because he kept saying, and it was weird because every time I go out there, the only Civil War soldiers I get are always Confederate, right? Or the slaves. That's who I interact with, is either the Confederates or the slaves or whatever. But it's never a Union soldier that we interact with. But this time, it was a Union soldier, and I thought that was so weird and different. And he just kept saying, because I asked him, I questioned him. I know it was like 6 or 7 times I asked him if he was Union or if he was Confederate, and they kept saying Union.
I'll let you address this, Vickie.
You don't offer to help spirits cross over, or is this a rule for it's a rule for a specific place. So this is a historic location. This is Octagon Hall in Franklin, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
We as investigators do not go into a location that offers paranormal investigation to cross over the spirits that are there.
Yeah.
We don't do. If
That's
it was
their
a
home.
residential, yes, it is their home. If it was a residential that we were doing, yes, we would offer to help cross that spirit over. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but that is one of their rules, and as such, we have to respect that, and we have to respect all the other rules that they have.
Yay! There's Brandon.
Brandon, meet the other brother, Brandon.
Yep, Brandon,
Hello.
Brandon.
Nice
Hi,
to meet
Jess. How are you doing tonight, honey?
Good. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, you're a little
A little
echoey.
low.
Yeah, and a little low.
This is like the first time me not using. I lost my adapter.
You're better.
hear you
You're
fine.
better.
Yeah.
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 Just come to the light, brother. Come to the light.
Yes. Yes. Come in closer. We like to see your face. Okay, but real quick, I got one more question for the other Brandon. You had said that Bear had given that to you without knowing that he gave it to you for a reason. What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is, I believe the spirit that was attached to that box didn't come from the hall, but
Right.
Bear didn't know that there was a spirit, an outside spirit connected to that box.
Right.
So that's what I mean. He gave me the box without knowing that he actually did I guess, a good thing on his part, because, you know, he doesn't like nothing new.
I got you.
Yeah, because it's protecting the hall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand that. I was just trying to, make sure that I got it completely. That everything was, yeah.
He didn't have no knowledge that there was anything connected to it. So
Yeah.
I wish our other brother Brandon could get a ticket and come up to Octagon in August.
I know it.
Yeah. So how are we going with that? Huh? Are you getting
Brandon?
August.
Yeah.
August 19th.
I honestly don't know yet. I have to look at my calendar. My calendar's like
Yeah.
for months and months, and so I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to double check because you know, school and stuff. For the little one.
Yeah.
It's not school. It's like
Daycare.
yeah.
Cool.
Just for him to spend time with kids his age and stuff.
Which is very important.
Hmm?
It's very important. He needs
Oh,
to
yeah.
socialize. They need to socialize.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, he just turned 3 too, so that was that.
So, Brandon, do you want to share that experience about the lady with the Estes method now, or do you want to wait till after party? It's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Well, there was this girl with her boyfriend, and this was like kind of towards the end, and
Are you talking about the Estes method, or are you talking about trans Allegheny though?
yeah, we were in there, but we were in the medical building, right? So that's like
Right.
basically behind the main building. There's 3 buildings behind the main building. There's the geriatrics, there's the medical building, and then there's the criminally insane building. So I did all 3 of those. But we were in the medical building, and I brought with me a mental hospital gown that I've had because my grandmother was a nurse, for a long time, and I found it. And
The scrappy ones.
so
That's cool.
so I brought it kind of like a trigger object, and I walked out of one of the buildings, and because it was super hot, like the more you go up
The
those
hotter it
buildings,
gets.
the
Yeah.
hotter it gets. It's like you're cooking. So so I looked at this couple, and I'm like, what's up? They nothing much, and I was like, you guys want to do an Estes session or something? And they're like, sure, yeah. And then I found out that they've never ever done that before. You know what I mean? So I'm like, huh.
Heck yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So this is just a random lady.
Yeah. And so I'm
cool.
like, here, put this on. So I put, the, mental hospital gown on her, and yeah, she got touched on the neck and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, she did a pretty good job for the first time ever doing it. It's like I couldn't tell that it was her first time.
Wow.
Now, the video I seen, she never did freak out. Sorry.
I don't know if I did. I posted one of me doing it.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody freaking out on the video on the TikTok I seen of you, but did she freak out when she got touched?
No, I was like, really?
I
I was like, really? Like kind of just like in, surprise. I was like, whoa, But supposedly there was a spirit in that unit that likes women. That'll touch women and stuff.
Yeah.
That'll mainly communicate with the women. Whenever I did an Estes session, and I went back and I watched the footage, every time a man would ask questions, right, it would start to cuss at him and stuff like that. And it's like every time the women would ask, it would answer. So I mean, I don't know. That's kind of weird, but it was, that's what they said before too. But I don't like to go off of like what they supposedly say. Like I like to go in with like completely clear-headed, acting like I've never been there, acting like I've never heard anything. Like I don't care about what supposed spirit haunts there. It's, I'm gonna find out what's gonna,
Interact with you.
exactly. And that's how you get good results. You go in there with an open mind, a clean mind, a good, no expectations whatsoever. You stop chasing the experiences, and the experiences are just going to start chasing you. And I mean, that's just how it works. You can't go into a place and be like, okay, I heard there's a little girl that haunts this room. I'm going to only reach out to, I mean, that's probably not going to really work. You know what I mean? I mean, it could, of course, but the probability of that not working is probably very high. You're probably gonna have a hard time.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty cool, bro. I really do.
Yeah, it's like my 4th time going there, I think. It's a huge place. On like 666 acres. Like precisely. So there's a 7-acre building, I think, probably more. I don't know.
I told you we need to go to Trans-Allegheny.
But that's
Hey,
like
I'm
the main
down.
building, and then there's 3 more buildings behind that one, but they're 2 separate things.
Wow. So how far is that from you, Vickie?
Oh, I think it would probably be at least a 5 to 6 hour drive from me.
Oh, okay. Where's it located?
Weston, West Virginia.
West Virginia. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but that's really close to Brandon.
Yeah.
So, he could come and he can join us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying,
We would just have to make that circle, picking everybody up, and then go. Because shoot, from my house to West Virginia, well, shoot,
There's
to Virginia from where I lived is about.
we
13
might
hours.
have to rent a paddy wagon. I'm just saying, we might have to rent something.
there's a prison somewhere down south that I haven't been to yet. I'm forgetting the name.
Which are you talking about in Tennessee?
Oh, South Pittsburgh.
No, he said. So I'm thinking
Below
probably
West Virginia. It's like either southern West Virginia or it's beneath that. I'm not sure though. But apparently it's pretty popular place to go. It's a pretty fun place.
I think you're talking about down in Tennessee at Brushy Mountain.
I like Tennessee.
It's at the top of Tennessee, which is at the bottom of Kentucky, but West Virginia is not far from there.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Yeah, so I think you're really talking about Brushy. But then Chris and Miranda's got their new location, which I've been there 3 times, and that's Old Historic Scott County Jail. That's over closer to you too, because it's still on the upper east side of Tennessee, which is close by you. You would love that place too.
I'm 5 hours from West Virginia, 5 or 6 hours too.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many of us. It's not like we can't take turns driving.
I think I'm gonna go to because I have some family members that live down in Texas.
Yeah.
And one family member that lives close to Goatman's Bridge. I'm like, I want to go there. I've been thinking about that.
Where is that devil's chair or whatever? It's a cemetery. It's got devil's chair. That's supposed to be in Florida, ain't it?
That's in Florida. Yeah, we talked about that before. We did a little. We did talk about it on one of the horror haunted and beyond.
I'd like to go there. I'd like to go there too.
Because I've got a Ouija board. No, just let me finish. I've got a Ouija board that was custom made for me, and it's got dirt from the devil's chair in it. So
Yeah.
I've actually, and another location too, which I think is cool. I don't use it, but it's like my souvenir.
Thanks, PW. Brandon, PW said the Goatman Bridge is in Denton, Texas.
Oh, okay, Denton, Texas.
Thank you, PW. That's
I'm
our
about to
little.
I'm about to go to Goatman's Bridge, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I say we find the largest location we can find and do the biggest paranormal collab ever.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. let me think.
Alcatraz.
I'm
Alcatraz.
absolutely game.
No, we got to go to I don't know. My brother was telling me a story earlier, not long ago, about how the United States sent the Green Berets to go into the Appalachian Mountains to try to eradicate the wild people because they were eating too many human beings.
What?
Yeah.
What? No. No, that's some hills have ice shit. No. Nope.
Well, you know that
I'm for it.
that movie was actually based
Yeah.
on here. You know,
I know.
Wrong Turn. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But now let me tell you something. Still, like till this day, there's parts of West Virginia and East Kentucky. You gotta be careful getting off the roads at. Because
Oh,
they're very introverted type people, and if you are not from around there, you can get in some trouble. I remember back in the day, and I'm talking 20 years ago, driving a truck, and I remember getting off and stopping on the side of the road at this little bitty store, and I'm in West Virginia, and these big old mountain people are looking at me and looking at Aussie because my old team driving partner, he was Australian, so he had an Aussie accent, and they were just looking at us like, you need to get back in your truck and go, you know?
Oh,
But,
weird.
yeah. So it's cool, but they sure do look at you like,
Yeah, it's like some people have a really weird thing with outsiders, especially whenever you're out in the middle of nowhere areas.
uh-huh.
Like I have a private cemetery that I'm going to be buried at, that is out in the middle of nowhere, but they know me there, so if I went down that road, like I wouldn't have any issues.
Right.
But whenever you're in West Virginia and you're eating at Hardee's and there's the freaking Mountain Monsters crew right there sitting next to you. A true story too.
I'm just saying, well, that one place you went to,
That's hilarious.
that one place you went to, and they were trying to get into your car, that tunnel.
Yeah. Hold on, let me think. Cairo,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah. There's places like that, and I saw them too. They were on a side by side, and that's what they do. They'll drive the side by sides down those little tiny roads, through the mountains and stuff, and it's very easy to get lost too down those small roads, and they're only one lane roads, and if you bump into another car coming straight towards you, you have to back up until you can find a spot to turn around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And all right, hold on a minute. That's because I just saw we hit the 3 hour and 8 minute mark, and I know for a lot of people it's getting late. Don't go anywhere yet because we'll talk after. But I do want to offer Chanel, if you'd like to come up and chat with us after, reach out to Vickie. She can get you the link if you want to
Hook you up, sister.
talk
It's
that
party time.
inside. It's all good, Daniel. Uh,
Oh, Daniel's back. Yay.
you'll all love Daniel too. So, with that said, we're going to end the live stream, but we're not going to end our chat. That way we can. You never know. You all might get a future bonus. But yeah, let me see.
Hey,
So,
Dustin.
okay, Vickie, she said that she would love to.
Okay, I got you, boo.
So, go ahead, yo baby.
I was gonna say you might want to throw Daniel the after party link.
I will. I'm gonna send him the link too while the video plays. So with that said, I want to say, Vickie, you did an awesome job as always. I'm so very proud of you. I love how you just so natural at it now, and everyone in chat
really
loves
is.
you.
Yep, she really is.
And you know,
Thank you, girl.
God has blessed me with a wonderful family, sisters, brother, you and yo baby and Zeke and Chanel and Brandon and you know
Brandon and Brandon and Brandon.
there you go. Yeah, Daniel, PW and all that.
Yep.
Thank you so much. And go ahead,
Brandon, I don't think I properly introduced myself. My name is Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, right.
That's
And
priceless. I love it.
but
My name
yeah,
is Brandon. Also,
Nice to meet you, Brandon.
the Bob Newhart show going on
Oh,
here,
I
but
love it.
instead of
I
Daryl,
love it.
it's Brandon.
Bunch
Yeah.
of different. I know.
And
We gotta clip that somehow. Too bad our Brandon didn't have his picture going.
and here I'll go ahead and so that way you can see. Just remember to everyone, you may be nothing, and I'm froze. That on my end. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Now you can see. Okay. But to everyone, you may be nothing, a nobody, just poop on a log floating down the river. But to someone, you are everything.
Everything.
So don't forget that. And with that being said, after they say their byes, listen to the words of this song that you're about to hear, put together with pictures and a video montage I did for us. Listen to those words. So we'll hand it off to Vickie, then Yo Baby, then Brandon, then our Brandon.
Good night, everybody in chat. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you supporting us. Thank you for coming and showing some love and appreciation to Brandon from Proof After Paranormal. Stay tuned because we'll be back with more interesting, fun facts and seeing Bear and Beth over Octagon Hall next Monday. And stay tuned for our brother Zeke. He'll be on tomorrow night. Much love. Mwah.
Yep. And really, Vickie said it all, so I second everything she said. Thank y'all for coming. We love each and every one of y'all. We're so grateful and thankful that y'all participate and you comment, and we're able to answer any questions or you just get involved. And of course, we're thankful to you, Brandon, and your team for coming up. Always enjoy a good, honest, true investigation and just more to learn. So thank y'all. We love y'all.
I was late to the party because I was just chilling, listening to Danzig and
Oh yeah, mother, you want to help me?
We
Yeah.
forgive you.
you know what I mean? So, I was just kind of in the zone and then I saw that you were live. I'm like, oh man, how long that's been going on. So and then you invited me on panels, so I tried to clean up around me a little bit.
Better late than never, Brandon.
I had to put on my hat because I have bad hair day.
Oh, I know, me too. I hate bad hair days, man. I'm telling you.
Look, I fixed my hair tonight, but y'all don't know how bad I really want to clip it and put it back up.
See?
It got on my nerves tonight.
The other Brandon and I fit together well. Look, we're both baldies.
Yep. Y'all are
I've been
slick.
seeing that ad for that
I got mine up.
head shaver thing. Like, you guys have any of those? Or do you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
grow hair at all?
I've
Oh,
got
you do?
I got the Remington version that I love really, really well. That
Oh,
does a
man.
great job.
He just pulls it out.
Right. He keeps it right beside him because he's always
Pulled
doing
it out of
this
his
number.
shirt pocket, like, here you go.
Yeah. Just
Look,
instantly.
I can be talking to him on the phone and he's doing this number.
I'm picky. I got it. I gotta have. It starts growing a centimeter, and I'm, this.
Yeah, it's like, get out there.
Yeah.
Right, right.
But anyway, yeah. Other Brandon, anything you'd like to say too? Again.
Oh. Yeah. I want to thank all of y'all for having us on there. I want to thank everybody in the chat that's asked questions and all of our followers and everything. And I also want to send a big shout out to my team. Love all that y'all do, and I love y'all. So hopefully we can give y'all more as the years come.
Awesome. And I sent Chanel the link to, I don't know if you did, Vickie, or not, but I sent it to her on Messenger. So if you want to send it to her too, to make sure you can.
I did.
All right. With that said, here's the video. And right after the video, I end the stream, and then it'll be just us.
Yep.
Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? Nowhere to go, so far from home. Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? So I break these walls and hold my head up high, and I stand my ground until the day I die. As the rain falls down, there's no more tears to cry, tears to cry. So I break these walls and hold my head up high. No, I'm not giving in. No, I'm not giving in. I'm not giving. I'm not giving. No, I'm not giving. No, I'm not giving. I'm not giving. Is this what giving